There it is. Oh, how nice. That's so cool. It automatically goes into the intro trailer without even me asking. How fucking dope is that? Oh, man. You haven't gotten sick, Triggs?
I don't really get sick.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I'm gonna live
What?
through it.
It's because of all the fucking drinking you do. You're
Yeah,
just
dude, I'm
full
gonna
of
live through
alcohol.
it.
You're full of rubbing alcohol. That's what you practically are, rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm a huge piece
Yeah.
of shit, dude.
Yeah, you sweat rubbing alcohol. You're
Yeah, dude.
90%
I,
proof.
I sweat literal ethyl.
That's so funny. Oh man, dude. I've been
Dude,
sick for
you
days.
and Brian, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, man, it hit me hard like a couple of days ago. But
But
fucking
don't get me wrong, dude. Like if I do get sick, I feel like absolute shit, dude.
yeah, it
Like
hits
it'll
you
come
hard.
with a fucking vengeance.
Yeah, I know. I
Or
feel
like, hey,
that.
all those times you were gonna get sick.
Here we
Yeah.
go. What's up? What's up? It is Sunday night. You're here with the Average Boys podcast. It's your boy Crispy, and I'm here with my boy Triggs. Trigger, what is up, my dude?
What's going on, dude? Fucking second week in a row, so I guess I'm doing something right.
Yeah, we made it. We made it, baby. Made it.
Right?
Yeah, we were out for a bit, man. I had a little tour that I was doing, and that's because the tour weekend, Derpy and Brian took over the show that weekend, and they had Michael Betancourt on, and I tried to jump on, and by the time I jumped on, they were already off because the time framing in Vegas is like
Yeah.
fucking wild, dude.
See, now
I
you
mean,
know
it's
how
like
Brian feels sometimes, dude.
100%, million, 100% So I was super lost on timing, and I was real like disappointed that I didn't get to catch him and shit like that. I wanted to jump on. Hey yo, what's up, David? Man, it's good to see you, David. I know I missed your call. You called me earlier, man, but I've been dead to the world. I just woke up a little while ago. I've just been laying down, sleeping, and trying to recover because I got hit with the nastiest of fucking sicknesses. I don't even know
Yeah,
what it is, bro.
right in the winkles, huh?
Right
Just
in the winkles, right in the winkle johns, dude.
yeah, dude.
I don't even know what it was, bro, because like at first, like I thought it was gonna be like maybe like a cold or something. Or at first I thought it was just irritation, like bronchial irritation, because when I was talking, Brian had called me on Wednesday when I was at the gym and I was talking to him on the phone and I just kept like getting little irritations in my lungs that tried to just make me cough out like real crazy. And Brian would be like, "Hey man, are you good?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm all right, I'm all right." And then I went back to teaching class, and even in class, I started coughing like pretty crazy. But
You're like, yeah, no, I'm straight.
yeah, it was like that. Like I was like, "No, I'm good, I'm good," just coughing, dude, like crazy.
Right, dude.
And then I got home, and the moment I got home, like, oh man, dude, it hit me like a motherfucker, man. And then the next day, Thursday, it hit me like a fucking ton of shit, dude. The back of my head, like all up here in the back of my neck, hurt like a motherfucker, like a bad headache, like a bad tension headache in the back of my neck. And I thought I was gonna go to the hospital because I was like, dude, the whole
Yeah,
day.
dude, you're old, bro. Like
Yeah.
when you start feeling funny pains, you can't just be
Yeah.
like, bro, I'm gonna walk this off. Like let me have a shot. Like I'm good, dude. I'm good.
Yeah,
Now
I
it's
was
like,
there was a
fuck,
there was
I
a
have to
part
go
of
to the
me
doctor
that headache not going away for like a couple hours. I was just like, man, what do I do, bro? Like it hurts, man. My head hurts. And there was a part of me that I was like, man, maybe I should just go to the hospital, man. Cause I don't know, like, what if it's not a cold? Cause I don't really suffer from headaches too much. So I was like, what are the odds that I got a crazy headache that fucking smashes me for fucking longer than 4 hours or whatever, an erection or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and and then I
That's
started
not how
fucking,
headaches work, but I get it.
yeah, headaches worked good. It's a headache lasting longer than 4 hours or whatever. Seek medical attention. Um, it fucked me, dude. Like I was in such bad shape at home, and yeah, then sleeping. Well, trying to sleep because I couldn't even sleep because I had just the bronchial irritation. Every time I was laying down or whatever, I felt like I needed to cough real bad or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was just a fucking horrible situation, dude. And then Saturday, I was kind of like, oh, maybe I'm gonna get better. The headache's kind of gone or whatever. And like midday, my fucking smell went away, and I was like, oh, this is
You know, I remember
COVID.
you posting about that, and you were like,
Yeah,
"Dude, I can't smell stuff," and I'm like, "Yo, man, like, I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing, bro. Like, this place kind of sucks."
yeah, the place kind of smelly, man.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe it's a positive. God's blessing you or something. No, I couldn't smell anything, and
You're
I was
looking at
like,
this in a real negative light, my guy. You know, you should broaden your horizons.
the moment that shit happened, I was kind of like, man, fuck, dude. You gonna tell me I got that stupid ass COVID shit again? Like from like back in the day.
Or like, bro, that's not even a thing anymore, dude.
I
It's not
know,
even-
dude. It's like, yo, Chris, like you're like fucking 4 years past that shit, man. All late to the game and shit. Yeah, I was so pissed, dude. I was so mad. But then, but it wasn't bothering my taste. So I was kind of like, if I could still smell, if I can't smell, but I could still taste, it shouldn't be that bad or whatever. And yeah, a couple hours ago, not even like maybe an hour ago, I got my sense of smell back. So I've been taking some amoxicillin pills that one of my friends brought me. Thanks, Johnny Anna. Thank you guys. The guys from the gym, they brought me some meds and shit. So I've been taking those. And yeah, I'm starting to feel my energy come back and feel good. I'll probably take one more day off of the gym and everything just to stay home and heal up all the way and not transfer as many sicknesses as I can. But man, dude, I was in
I
fucking.
wonder if one of your students gave it to you, man.
Well, that's the thing. Like I'm trying to like go back to understand like, but it's nowadays, bro. Like, what fucking catches my eyes more than anything? Everybody's real cautious about not wanting to get friends sick. But man, you go to Walmart and motherfuckers just coughing all over everything, dude. Just
Dude.
they
That's
just
like
cough.
the one thing I will say, like, I guess about South Texas specifically. Because, like, you go up north, you go to, like, I mean, dude, even, like, when I was in Kansas, they were pretty, like, health conscious.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I wasn't there for COVID. I was there very, very pre-COVID. But, like, everyone was still very, very health conscious, like, wiping down stuff and, you're going to gyms and people's like ass cracks still aren't like on the benches and stuff, like everything was like real tidy or tidier than it is like over like literally anywhere else in South Texas. I've seen no shit people like be pulling out money and be like,
Yeah, dude. Fuck, man.
Yeah, and like pay after like coughing on the cash.
I could remember. I think I went to like Walmart or something like that. And when I was walking out of Walmart, someone let out like a fucking death bellow cough, like right before it, like walking out of the building, like at the door, like
Nice.
where everyone's like fucking walking through. And then it was loud enough that people even like turned back and were like, man, dude, this fucking guy. Like,
I mean,
then in my mind, I'm like, is that the fucker that got me? I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, is that the motherfucker that got me sick? You know what I mean? Like, trying to relate all the way back to like how I could have got it, because it was almost systematic, man. Like Wednesday, like literally by the time I got to the gym, like it was almost like I was coughing on like beats, bro. I was coughing on beats. It was fucking me up. But yeah, I'm knocked it out. It's like been, well, like I said, Wednesday to now, Sunday. It's been about 4 days, 5 days. I'm feeling like I got my energy back. I said my taste is back. Not my taste, but my senses are back.
Well, did they all leave? Like, like your taste and your smell?
No, just the smell. My taste was okay, but it was like it kind of fucks. Like when you don't have your smell, it's kind of like fucks up your taste a little bit, anyways. But I could still taste stuff.
See, I remember one time when I thought I had COVID, and I was like, I don't know if I'm tasting things, but I noticed that a lot of the things that I taste have very like acidic or citrus,
Yeah.
like deep like flavors. So like I wasn't ever really not tasting something.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just like, or is this like just in my head, bro? Like, or am I fucking going crazy?
Yeah. I kind of had those moments. I slightly had those moments right now. But I still have like a good cough and I still have like a residual phlegm. But that's gonna be until I knock out the rest of it, which will probably be by tonight or tomorrow. There's times where I have to fucking sleep sitting up because gravitation wise, like I put a lot of pressure on my lungs and I start to cough real heavy and it starts to like bother me while I lay down.
Yeah.
So I'll have to sleep up against the wall or like slouched up because it fucks me up super bad, man. But yeah,
Damn,
man.
puppy.
What's up?
Damn, puppy. Like,
Yeah, no, man. It's just age, bro. Just age. But other than that, man, I'm
that's what it is,
feeling
man.
good.
You old
You
AF.
know what's even fucking crazier than that? Like the night I got sick, I had went to the gym and I went and I ran and I did a bunch of shit that night. Like even after I went to our martial arts gym, I go to Planet Fitness at night with my roommate so she can get her workout. Yeah, no, 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 I don't have COVID, Mark. That's not COVID. It's I think it's just a head cold or like allergies or something. But I am taking
Like
medicine for it.
COVID's for losers, dude.
Yeah, COVID sucks. Um, but I remember like even that night, even when I was apparently getting sick, like I still went to the fucking gym and ran a mile and did all my shit, and I wasn't even feeling anything. I figured it would have fucking hit me that day too, man. But no, it's just I think this is just something that's going around. I think everybody should be fucking careful though, man, because if this is something that's like, bro, this is a fucking wicked cold, man. Yeah, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. But whatever it is, like, if it's like, can you imagine if this was like the new cold? You know what I mean?
Well,
No,
I
I
mean
never.
that's why there's no like cure for the common cold. Like every year that strain is like a little bit different.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I get that. But can you imagine like the mutation that COVID caused when it came to like starting like the common cold and like kickstarting all these other fucking viruses like to be crazy or whatever? Because dude, I had never felt like I mean I've got the cold several times with the flu and I've never had a headache like that in my life, dude. And I've been fucking punched in the head like a million times, bro. Like it sucked. It really, really
I'm
fucking
actually
sucked.
kind of like partially, I ain't got the ups, bro, but
Yeah. Yeah, it caught me, man. So and I had a couple other people hit me up in the DMs and they were like, bro, I felt the same thing. Like on the second day, it's fucking so I was like, man, this is probably something that's just going around, man. Everybody's got to be careful. So if you end up getting sick and it starts off with like a wheezing cough and a lot of phlegm, and just remember, day two sucks. Just day two sucks. Um, yeah. Other
just
than
remember
that,
if you
man.
don't die during day 2, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah. If you bypass day two, it's fucking the goal line, baby.
Right?
Goal line. The goal line. You're gonna level up, dude. You're gonna level up. That's what's cool about it. Like, you ever feel like after you get like super sick, dude, you come out of it and you're like, yeah, try me again, bitch. You know what I mean? You look at that fucking whatever that virus is that everybody's talking about on the internet or whatever, and you're like, try me, bitch. You weren't
Dude,
shit.
every year something comes out, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna live forever. Like, I'm not even tripping.
Yeah, that's tripping, man. You're like, try me, bitch. I got you. Triggs, how about you, man? How was your week?
So I got hired at a place, and I stayed for a day. It just was not my vibe. I'm not gonna lie. I had it just I didn't not have fun. I just was not the fit that they were looking for, and I just did not like it in the sense that I felt very out of place. So, I'm gonna keep looking for another gig, and yeah, man.
Sweet.
That's honestly, man. I'm just being a house husband, cleaning a whole bunch. That's about it.
Oh, well, being a husband ain't bad, man. It's never a bad thing, boy. It's never a bad thing. I had a friend of mine be like, dude, how do you know Trigger? And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, how do you know Trigger, bro? You know Trigger? And I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's my podcast guy. Like, I've known him for like the years and years and years. His name's Andy. He's one of our jujitsu guys, but he said he knew you from the bar you were working at.
Okay, yeah. I think I know who it is.
Yeah. It's one of our homies. He said to say what's up.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
If it's the guy that I'm thinking of, I think he always orders a turkey sandwich.
A turkey sandwich.
Yeah, turkey club.
All I know about Andy is he chokes the shit out of motherfuckers, man. That's all I know
Is
about
he very
him.
good at grappling?
Yeah, of course he is.
Yeah, okay, then I think I know who it is.
Yeah, that's my boy Andy, man. He's the one I went to Vegas with. Yeah, yeah, but so that's good, man. So you still haven't found anything, but you're doing house husband shit. That's pretty good though. Yeah, but let's go ahead and talk about some fun shit then, shall we, son? So this past week we got some pretty interesting things. Of course, we're going to talk about the
A little bit of this, a little bit of
a
that.
little bit of that, a little bit of this. I mean, everybody knows what's up. It hasn't been a busy week.
No, man.
We
If anything, I'm not gonna lie, dude. It's actually been pretty lax for like the nerd culture. This week. A little like like you said, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. With what's going on. Nothing crazy.
I do got to give a shout out though, man. Did you see Rob Jefferson posted up a video today?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't finish it. Like, I think I saw the first 10 minutes, and I was just like, I started crying, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this later. Like, because I was driving, I was on the way to go get food, and like I was like, dude, I don't want to like walk into the place fucking teary-eyed and bloodshot and everything like that, dude.
Yeah, it was a very touching video.
Because I get it, dude. Like, him and Benny were boys, dude.
Yeah.
Boys. And those two kicked off the comic book culture in YouTube. Like, those two are easily the pioneers of the comic book culture of YouTube, and
100%.
and it's just one of those things, dude. Like, to lose a figure like Benny, is one thing, but to like see his best friend like still dealing with like the aftermath of it is just so powerful.
Yeah. I saw the video today, and it was heart-wrenching, man. But it's one of those things. Even in the video, he says like, there's a part where he's kind of like talking about something, and he kind of like gets like a frog in the throat, kind of like teary-eyed and stuff. And he goes, oh, man, dude, it's been a year. Like he's trying to shove it off. Like, if it gets real, is gonna fix it, right? And I'm like, yeah, like it's one thing to witness the passing of a friend, but to witness it in such a tragic way, and then for it to be in that nature, because usually it would be like, there is the part of it where he says, the cop tells him, if he has a wife or whatever, let her go home and don't tell her anything, and we'll go to the house and we'll tell her, because that's what we're there for. Because usually that's the way people get their news about this. You know what I mean? These people. I would
have told that cop to go fuck himself.
Well, I mean, but the thing is that's kind of like the casual way. If it was like any of us, not without any of us finding each other, but we would find out about it because an officer would go by and tell us what happened when an accident happens that way.
No, I know, but being in Rob's shoes, I think I would have told that cop to like, no, this needs to come from me.
Yeah, and he didn't tell him no. He was just like, well, it's in the best nature if you want to or not. And, he took it upon himself, which is fine. But like, we're not used to finding things out that way. And I think like in the romanticized idea of how life goes, maybe he was ill prepared. I mean, nobody's prepared for that type of situation, right?
Yeah. I mean,
so I think it's just the traumatization of it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna take the news any better if it came from a police officer, or God forbid, something ever happened to you, and Christelle is the one telling me.
Yeah, it would be the craziest shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's in that particular fact. I mean, the news is news. Granted, yeah, the delivery of it, is always something to be touched on later, but yeah, those are things that are never gonna go away.
Yeah, I think the thing, it didn't catch me in a bad way or whatever, but it made me really realize like how not useless, but how powerless we are at those moments. When he says that, yeah, he called his wife, and then she showed up and she was freaking out, and then they were all freaking out, and then the sister, then the wife was like, we got to call his sister and her brother and all these other people, and then they started calling everybody, and they all showed up, right? And then he was like, and there we were, all there, not knowing what to do, like all of us not knowing what to do next. And I was like, Jesus, like, what do you do? Like, even in that nature, like, what do you do? Hold on, we got Derpy coming in. Hey, Derps, what's up, man?
What's up, fellas? How we doing?
Good. We're
talking about some heavy shit.
Yeah, we're talking about some cool stuff. Well, not cool stuff, but I'm not familiar. If I mean, I'm not sure if we ever got to talk to you about it. But are you familiar with Comics Explained and Comics Historian?
Yes, I know both of them.
Yeah, we were talking about because we're really big fans of him. Of course, Benny Potter passed away last year, right? It's been a year
Yeah.
already. Yeah, it's been a year already. In a tragic car accident. And of course, like most of us that do like comic books and all this stuff, like it hit us all pretty hard. Even though we didn't know him, it still hit us all pretty hard. But Robert Jefferson put a video up today, kind of like in detail of what kind of happened. Like I wouldn't say like in super detail, but it's more than enough of like what
Yeah, I
happened on
think
that day.
well, he's telling the story in his perspective. Like what was going on with him and for him during the times in
Yeah.
which in where where they were, with like dealing with or like in finding out how Benny had passed away, and
Mhm.
you know,
Which I respect him for because nowadays, like, I don't know if you guys ever feel this way, but like, I hear of like close friends or friends that have gone off to do things in life that I haven't seen in a long time that you end up hearing pass away, but you just never hear how. Like and you're always like, man, what
Even the dog
happened?
is sad. Even the dog is sad. He's crying.
Even the dog is sad, yeah. But like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so weird. Like when you hear of people that pass away, and then it's so like it's such a mystery on how, and you're kind of like, man, like, was it a virus? Was it like was it something like we even like I mean, even for like JDF when he passed away, like we kind of like you
oh my
know
god, dude, I remember.
Yep.
Yeah, Jason David Frank,
yeah
the Green Ranger, White Ranger. I
The
remember
Power
when
Rangers.
hmm
I remember when I found out, because I found out ironically when not a lot of people knew. It
yeah
was still a developing
fresh.
story. Like I found out
We're talking
secondhand.
about it.
Yeah, I was finding out. Like I found out secondhand, and it was so weird because a cosplayer that I know
I found on his Facebook
knows
page.
knows his manager, and like his manager had posted something, and she had like screenshotted it, and like and was just like, I hope this isn't true. And I remember like looking it up, and then
Yeah,
I
we're
remember
all over the
just like the
places.
story. I remember the story trending at like number 3, and then I saw it like move to number 2. Then I saw it move to number 1, and then it just became the most trending story on like all of social media.
Yep. Yeah, it was the craziest thing, man. And then like
The crazy part
Because
though is he was supposed to come to Columbus one
yeah.
year, and
Yep.
that was the year he died.
hmm
So I was hoping to plan on going, but it's just terrible that it happened.
Yeah. Of course, man. That kind of stuff is always terrible when it happens. Um, but it's so crazy as to like when people like nowadays when people pass away, like you never hear of like a reason. And I get it. Sometimes it's just like the families or whatever choose not to kind of put it out there.
Yeah.
But like, you know what? Like I'm gonna make sure that if I ever pass away, I'm gonna let people know that it's fine to know how I died. Because I would rather them know how I died so that they can learn from my mistakes, I guess, rather than it be like, oh,
or
well,
even have a way to cope. You know,
yeah, man, not leave it like,
like because not saying that it's any easier. If someone goes by suicide or someone goes
sure.
by car accident or
hmm
what have you. But I've had friends die in many different ways. Some violent, some innocent, some in
The dog is not liking this.
yeah, in very
Big dog is sad.
tragic ways, obviously. But uh but the fact of the matter is that that person is gone, and at least I know how they did. That way, I can make peace with whatever.
Yeah, there's something about it,
Or,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, man, I fucking get that 100%.
Chris,
Yay.
no 2 gallon of water tonight.
No. I have my regular water, but I'm not
Oh,
knocking
there
that.
it is.
Yeah. I have another one. It's in the fridge. It's waiting to get fucking slammed, dude. I'm always drinking water, baby. Yo, Derps, how you been, man? I feel like I haven't talked to you. I know that I had you on here for like a couple of minutes last week, and you crashed out early. Not early for you, but early for us. But later, really late for you. I appreciate you. How's everything been going, dude?
It's been great. Went to a grad party. Grad party season today. So
Yeah.
good
Bunch of
food.
graduates.
Good food always.
Yes, sir.
But I went to. Did I mention Karate Kid Legends last week or no?
No, you didn't get to talk about it much, but I know you said that you wanted to like at least give it a little bit of a review.
Yeah,
What'd you think of it?
it was about a 7.
Oh,
I agree with that.
you got to see it too?
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
I saw that. You know what? Maybe we did talk about this a little bit because I said the kid that's the villain in that film is a character that was in Ender's Game. Remember I told you? And then
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah. And I was saying, ironically, he's in another martial arts show, Into the Badlands.
Into the Badlands, right? He's a good kid. They call him Beans in the Ender's Game.
Yeah,
and Ender's,
We were talking about like all about Ender's Game and versus on card and stuff like that. And
which reminds me, Triggs, I forgot to tell you, but Ender's Game is free on YouTube right now. You can just watch it. Yeah, you can just watch it on YouTube. You don't have to
Wait,
go
did
streaming
he
it.
watch it before? Trigger,
No, he's never seen it. No, he's never seen Ender's Game.
It's underrated game. It's an underrated movie.
Well, I mean, Triggs understands. Triggs's concept is he knows the history of the author, and the author wasn't really a great person. Like, so he doesn't really like
Support.
he never really gave it a chance too much based on the person's actions and stuff.
Yeah.
I recommended it to him, even though I know that the author's a piece of shit.
The ending is kind of weird, but it's not a bad movie. It's pretty underrated.
Yeah.
no, and I'm going to. I've just been watching so many other things, dude. Like I don't know why, but I started Two Broke Girls. Kat Dennings.
Oh, the waiting show or the waiter show?
Yeah,
That's a great show.
yeah, dude. It is so funny.
I love Kat Dennings.
It's one of those that like you just don't want it to be funny, but it is. You're like,
Right.
This is so fucking stupid, and then it like gets funny. Don't get me wrong. This is like late to like mid to late 2010s comedy type shit.
Yeah.
So like you're getting a lot of like old cringy shit that you saw back in the day, and I'm kind of like, ugh. Fast forward, this is super cringe. But yeah, man, speaking of like divisive authors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like along the concept of like authors and books and stuff like that. But dude, Dune Awakening just came out not too long ago. The Dune MMO.
Yeah.
Still want to get.
Is it good?
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it soon. And when it
Isn't
does,
it supposed to come to console? I thought it was supposed to come to Game Pass or something.
I don't know, but it's on Steam, so that's all I give a fuck about.
I've seen a couple people play it. I've seen them get at it, and it looks pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm not a big MMORPG guy, so I'm not gonna. And then me having to suck someone's blood out to get some water or whatever.
Oh yeah. Another trailer drops tomorrow.
The what, John?
A trailer drops tomorrow.
For what, Superman again or what?
No, Naked Gun.
Oh, you know what? As a matter of fact, me and Triggs, that's a good segue.
We were talking about that offline, dude.
It's a good segue.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Naked Gun,
I know you had no intentions on that, but yeah.
Naked Gun comes out August 1st, right?
Right.
And Naked Gun, me and Triggs were talking about this. Naked Gun was a pretty popular movie back in the 80s when it came to comedy. And funny. This past week,
dude, it was defining for comedy culture. It is like one of those cult classics that like if you're like an old soul, an 80s or even a 90s baby, dude, you know Naked Gun.
Yes.
And Max Brooks came out this past week and said that he was coming out with Spaceballs 2.
The GOAT.
Yeah, the GOAT, right? Now,
Did you see the
Triggs
teaser?
trigger when I said this
Did you
was
see the
like,
teaser?
not gonna lie, Chris, not fucking interested. Or Mel Brooks, not Max Brooks. Mel Brooks. You know Max Brooks, right? You know that's his kid, the guy that made World
Yeah.
War Z. That's his fucking son that made World War Z. But
Dude, and
I
gave
love World
me
War
Terrible
Z.
movie.
one of the funniest deaths in all of zombie fandom. One of the funniest deaths in
I
all
forget
of
what
like
World War
zombie
Z.
movies ever is watching that fucking scientist pop himself in the head after literally being given a gun for the very first time in his life and doesn't know how to handle it,
And he
turns
just shuts
around
himself.
and shoots himself in the head by falling on it.
What
It
a
is
fucking-
so fucking
what
funny.
a G, what a G.
Dude, that's a goated moment right there, dude.
So me and Triggs were talking about this, and I was like, "Yo, Triggs, you're not excited for this?" And he's like, "Fuck no, right?" And I'm like, "So
No.
Triggs really isn't interested." But he made a really good point, and he said,
I did see it.
I don't think an 80s or 90s comedy works in the nowadays time."
That's
So
fair.
So yeah, I was gonna say, so Derp, you and I have been talking about this because we talked about Naked Gun, and I even told my dad because my dad's like pushing 80, and I was like, hey, you know what? Like Naked Gun might be a fun movie if he wants to go watch it or whatever. And he grew up with those movies and shit like that too, right?
Correct.
But you
Taking
know,
care of the dog.
it's interesting. Like those a lot of that comedy back in the day was like highly sexist, you know, a little bit
Yeah.
borderline using like racist undertones. They even had the whole skit with like OJ Simpson before he was a murderer.
You know,
Which
but
I don't
get me
even, I
wrong, dude,
guarantee they
like
make fun of that.
Spaceballs had some, you know, some banging stuff in it, you know.
No, it was
like,
fun. It was a fun movie.
Home the desert.
Yeah, Comb
Comb
the
the
Desert
Desert.
and stuff.
and then
Yeah.
having that huge fucking comb, you know, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Dude, A1. But at the same time, that's a style of comedy
You
for the
can't.
80s,
Yeah.
you know, for the early 90s and stuff like that. And that's going to fly over. I'm not going to say fly over the heads of a current generation, but it's going to be lost on them. They're going to be like, that's stupid.
Your dog
Like,
disagrees.
Dog
That's
disagrees.
no, that's dumb. You know, I get it, funny, but that's dumb. And like to us back in the day, you saw that and you were like,
Yeah, like slap
Yeah.
and like you found the comedic, you know, value in that,
Yeah.
right? It didn't take much for us to laugh, and maybe that's what's wrong with us now. Maybe that's why we find everything funny. You
We're
know?
past the silver age, dude. I told you, we expect everything to be relatable and depressed like we are.
Yeah.
That's why all our Supermans and Batmans need to cry and bleed and hurt and die and stuff.
Yeah, dude. Now this one literally has to be healed, like his bones are broken and needs
Oh,
to be healed.
dude, the Superman, right? Yeah, Superman.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like, maybe these types of comedies and the reason why people don't do them is because they're scared. They're scared of like
The limitations.
the cancel culture, right? They're
Yeah, the
scared of like the cancel culture. They're scared of being like taken apart or like people are being taken too literal and stuff like that. And that's why they brought someone out like Liam Neeson to be like the main character, right? Like Liam Neeson is
like, which I kind of get because he's supposed to be the son, right? Like,
yeah, he's the son. And dude,
yeah,
you
right?
gotta imagine Liam Neeson has been doing a bunch of fucking like I'm gonna murder you like this in this different ways. Like
yeah,
you see him
dude. Like,
one
what was
way.
it walk in the graveyard or run all night?
It's
dude.
taken 28, dude. Like
Yeah.
he's just been taken the whole time. Like it's just taken and then all the repeats of all the Taken movies.
Yeah,
We've only
there are two people in all of cinema that you should never ever travel with, and that's Matt Damon and Liam Neeson.
Yeah, Liam Neeson. So he's typecasted as like this like very hard, stone-faced, like killer assassin dude. So to pull him apart and put him in like the craziest comedy and silliness you could ever put him in, like maybe that's what breaks the mold. Like it's gonna be like maybe he figured it out to be like, hey, this is how you do Mr. Bean. Like this is how you do Mr. Bean.
Maybe, you know, and maybe you have something at that as well, because like think of the the character that he played in Ted 2, and he's
Yes.
just like, he's like, I heard that these are specifically for children. Is that right? You know, because the tricks are for kids, and he was like, and is this enforced by law? I was like, no. He's like, so if I buy these, you're not going to follow me. He's like, no. And dude, and that bit was gold. Was fucking comedic gold.
So maybe
And
that's
then
what it is, right?
and like more on the point, you know, like when he comes back and he brings back the tricks after like getting his fucking ass beat.
No,
He's just like, bitch, dude. I mean, and like yeah, I get it. There is a space for that, right?
Yeah.
I think that like maybe Naked Gun 2 could work. Maybe not. I don't know. But I know that the comedic value that it had in the 80s, it does not have the same value as it does here in in the 2020s.
Yo, and that's because like I think Spaceballs works more than Naked Gun.
Right now, probably, you know, like with how ass fucking Star Wars is.
Yeah.
Yo, may as well make fun
I think 100%. They come in and they dude, they have so much. Can you imagine how much material Mel Brooks has to fuck over Star Wars right now?
Oh, just mounds.
Fucking mounds, dude.
He's mostly gonna do Disney side.
He could fuck the whole entire like last trilogy up of Star Wars, dude. He can make 3 movies based on it and just make fun of the whole damn thing.
Dude, what are you talking about? He can make 6 off of everything that isn't Mandalorian.
Yeah. Did you guys see that the fucking actor from the Boba Fett was like, oh, I heard
season 2.
Yeah, Ahsoka's gonna get a season 2. Where's mine?
Yeah, where was your good first season?
Yeah, where's your good first season, asshole? All I saw was Power Rangers on motorcycles, dude. Fuck off.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
And then what was the other one? Dude, he has so much, man. Javi, right? Javi knows. He has so much fucking range.
Don't get me wrong, dude. Yes, Mel Brooks has range, dude. Yeah. Like I'm not at all going to take that away from him. I know Mel Brooks has range. Yeah. My thing is that I'm going to see Spaceballs now the way that I saw Spaceballs when I was 6, as something that was funny back then, right? It was funny for what it was and just funny, like I said, for back then. But I'm not 6. I'm 36. Oh, yeah. That was funny 30 years ago. And I don't know if that same level of comedy or that same kind of comedy is still funny now. Some parts of it, sure. Some, you know, with like maybe some tweaks, maybe. I don't know. I have no idea what Mel Brooks is going to do. Wouldn't
it technically be like those funny movies? What do they call like the Scream ones and shit? Like
Dale and Tucker go like
no. Even funnier, even weirder than that was like, you remember how they would have like like the 300, right? And then they made the movie called Meet the Spartans.
The parody movies.
The parody movies, yeah. That's what Mel Brooks. That was literally what he pioneered. So what if he just does it? Because that's what it was like. That even the concept of Spaceballs. Yeah, but even then, dude,
those parody movies are already played out. I mean, like, when was the last time you saw like a good parody movie outside of like another teen movie?
Yeah, I mean, that I think what killed those movies was like TikTok and all these like fast.
Honestly, what I think it is the hypersexualization of everything.
Well, there's that, but I think,
dude, I mean, because there was dicks in all
of everything, yeah. And everything. But that's
like,
the thing.
It was super highly sexualized, and like
because
back then, like you're a teenager, right? So you're just like, fuck yeah, and like now you're kind of like,
ew. Yeah. No, but you know what? It's kind of like the way the Rocka brothers got involved with A24 and all that stuff, right? They were that slapstick parody comedy on TikTok and the line with the Vine and all that stuff in YouTube. They were all making parodies. I think that's what kind of killed all that stuff was the like the YouTube stuff, like of them doing it, because you didn't have to wait. Yeah, you didn't have to wait too long for someone to make a parody of something real quick. So I think that's what killed those movies off really well. So
did somebody ring your bell?
No, nobody.
Honestly, the only thing that I really care about, and you know, like I said it with Chris, you know, offline, is right now, dude. Like, really, the only thing that I care about is Rick Moranis coming in. You know, is coming back. You know, Rick Moranis was like a huge part of my childhood, and the fact that like he retired
You went over
when he
my
did,
helmet.
you know, and
Yeah.
honestly, I thought he retired at like the height of his career, and you know, he retired in his prime, you know, for the most part.
Yeah,
And
he retired to be a dad, right?
yeah. You know, like he on his family, super wholesome dude. Totally get it. You know, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Ironically, because I found out that Rick Moranis is coming in, I actually started playing a game called Grounded. And for anyone who has a
Grounded is
PC,
good.
I highly recommend that you get Grounded. It's
Grounded
such a
2
good
is coming
game.
out.
I know. We talked about it last week. I'm so fucking excited. Mounts, bro, mounts.
Now all they need to do is Battlefront 3. So
You know, but yeah, I mean, Grounded is essentially Honey I Shrunk the Kids as a co-op
yes,
game,
it is.
co-op survival game.
Yo, and that's
You know,
because
and
the the guy
Man
who
is
plays
dying
the
over here.
Sentry, the guy who plays Sentry in the Thunderbolts is the son of the main actor in Spaceballs, and he's going to
yeah,
be in
Bill,
Spaceballs.
Bill Pullman's Lewis Pullman's father
Am,
So
in real life.
he's going to be coming out in Spaceballs also.
am I
That's
wrong?
right? Yeah, Lewis
Yeah.
Pullman's supposed to be coming
Did
out
I see
in
Kiki Palmer supposed to be in it?
Yes.
Fuck Kiki Palmer.
Yeah, it's going to be Bill Pullman, Rick Moranis so far, Daphne Zuniga, and Mel Brooks. Those are the ones that are pretty much, they're not rumored. Those are like confirmed. So, badass.
He's dying.
Oh, man, I am. Oh, yeah, there's also...
You need my quality H2O.
Yeah, the quality H2O. Kiki Palmer, right? You said?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Starburst and Kiki Palmer, who will play a character named Destiny. Well, I'm kind of excited. I mean, there was a bunch of comedy that was, of course, like in the first movie that made fun of a sequel, right? There was. I hope to God that this is Spaceballs 3 in search for part 2. I thought that was the most brilliant fucking movie title ever.
I'm not gonna lie, that's not bad.
Spaceballs 3 in search for part 2.
That's
Motherfucker, that was
Okay.
genius back in the day, dude. In
I
my
would've
mind,
been
when
like-
I saw that shit, I was like, I really hope they do this because this would be great. That would be like, because you can't. There's so many things that there's so many things that you could do nowadays to kind of like push the envelope on doing something for the future of film, right?
Right.
People have done prequels to start films. That's the whole Star Wars, right? It started off in the middle of the saga between 2 extra trilogies. You have the regular originals, the prequels, and then the last ones, right? They've never had it to where a title was a future reference to the previous film or to a missing film that's never been like at all even done. So you would have like this whole story of them doing something in the future, even though the first movie establishes the movie itself. It would be so wild, dude, in my opinion, if they did that one. Because, of course, they were like Spaceballs 2 in Search for More Money. That was the other one. That was the other, because that's fucking funny too. I'm not gonna lie. That was what the guy says. Oh, it's like Spaceballs 2 in Search for More Money. I was like, well,
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds like a Kevin Smith joke.
Yeah. That's very Kevin Smithy, right? But I thought Spaceballs 3 as the sequel.
Dude, if someone, if you gave that IP to Kevin Smith, I think he would nail Spaceballs.
Yeah, but he would be raunchy though.
No.
Yeah, because look at what he did with Jay and Silent Bob, man. Like, and the only reason why I go back to that is like
one
Clerks.
IP of several that he has that aren't raunchy.
I know, like, I mean, but there's always like the undertone dick jokes. Like, and that's where, like, I mean, but then again, that was Mel Brooks too.
I was about to be like,
yeah, like, I mean, the whole thing about the Schwartz is a cock, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, but then again, it's like I told you, like, this guy was like the father of the parody film, and Kevin Smith is a parody films kind of guy, right? Yeah, so I kind of feel like Kevin Smith kind of like is right, like maybe a couple of degrees under like Trauma style, where he would add like the Trauma kind of like weird comedy to it. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I know what you mean, but the reason that I say that Kevin Smith, I think, would have been a better choice for it. Even though I know Mel Brooks is still around and like I'm sure he's going
Pushing
to do just
100,
fine
bro.
with it, is that I just think that Kevin Smith has a better grasp on today's comedy than Mel Brooks does.
Oh yeah, I agree. But I'm so happy to see that he's pushing 100, bro, and he's gonna do this. You know, he's gonna be the oldest fucking guy making a film ever. I think he's gonna break history just like that.
I don't know, dude. Clint Eastwood's 97.
Yeah, well, this guy's 98, 99. I think he's 99. Mel Brooks is 99.
How old is this motherfucker? 98. Okay.
Yeah, he's right on the cusp of it, bro. Still,
Don't feel like
he's gonna make a movie at 98, bro.
let's hope he
Fuck,
doesn't go one out like the Queen.
I'm struggling doing things at fucking 43, dude. This guy's got the energy to be out and fucking making a movie. Huh, Derps? That's crazy, right?
Bro, he was older than you when he made Spaceballs.
How old was he then?
Bro, Spaceballs was made in 87.
So he's like 68, maybe.
He was in his 60s when he made it? Wow, that's crazy, dude. Well, that gives me hope. Maybe I can still make a movie, man. Boom, bitch. I'm about that. I don't know if I'll make a Spaceballs movie, but you know what? I'll tell you what.
Just send me through another wall, dude. I'll be all right.
Right? Oh, dude, fuck Triggs, man. I remember all that shit. Man, we should have done something with that, man. I always tell my boy Marco, right? Me and Triggs used to do like films back in the day, right? We used to do like little student films and stuff like that. We had a friend of mine, one of my students at the time. He was in high school and he was really into films. And I was always encouraging my students, you know, if they had a project or whatever and they needed people, like, don't be afraid to ask us at the gym. And he hit us up one time that he had an idea for a film and he wanted to try some shit. And he came up with a story called Alacrani y Pistolero. The story of Alacrani y Pistolero, which was these two guys that were like, they were like gunmen or assassins or whatever. And it was like a nowadays time, but it had a very Quintantino kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, right? It's very Smoking Aces.
Yeah.
Like we're like John Wicky-ish, right? Because like the assassins had like their gimmicks. And that was the whole thing. Like mine had the fucking Chronicles of Riddick knife. And then my brother was supposed to be like the fucking revolver with the Overwatch hat, dude, with the fucking scarf and shit. Like it was so cool though, Triggs. Like it was cool.
But yeah, like during that, yeah, I mean it was very gimmicky, but it was very fun. You know, it was very lighthearted. But like what I liked is that Chris's character was like the brutish type, right? You know, and like the brawler, and he's and
I wonder if I still have.
And back then, I was much thinner than I am now. I was a lot smaller. I was probably like 135 pounds. And so like I was supposed to be like the quick guy, right? You know, and fighting the big dude. And there was one sequence where like I get like 2 good shots on Chris and Chris like gut checks me, he like headbutts me and then like puts me through a wall.
Yeah, like smashed through a wall.
And like
speared, right? Like a spear
that were like that where we were. Keep in mind, this is like an abandoned building.
Yeah.
And like we happen to find a spot where it's just like sheetrock. And Chris just fucking
yeah, dude, that was wild, dude.
Right through the wall. So like I'm not gonna lie, man. I bucket list that. I didn't know if I had that on my bingo card at the time, but
you're like, but it was there.
I have gone through a wall before.
That's so fucking. That is so wild, dude. Great times, man. Good times, baby. Good times. But yeah, shit, and that's because you know what, Triggs. Like, I want to say, like, I have one of the videos up somewhere. Like
if you do, that's crazy. Because I don't have it. I don't ever think Collision had it.
I want to say I had one of the videos up. It wasn't like anything spectacular, but it was just the scene where, you like turn a. Oh yeah, I do, dude. Fuck, dude, Triggs. Okay, here we go. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna fucking put this up. Oh shit, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, look, Triggs. This was let me bring
oh my god, dude.
Yo, look, watch. Yeah, Triggs is gonna be the second guy. The guy in the wall. Watch. I come up between these two guys. And he's like, fucking shoot him anyways. Fucking shoot that guy, throw him down. Look, and I had like a FAMAS and then the knife in the back. You see it?
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be the character. I come around, and then Triggs comes out of the door. There's Triggs right there.
Dang. Triggs,
And that's
what
all we
happened?
got. That's all we got. Oh, dude.
Yeah,
that's
no,
so
because like
good.
I had like I had done more in that. Like
Yeah, there was
in another
Triggs,
one I was wearing a mask and like we
Triggs,
had
I have a question.
like we actually had like a choreographed fight scene.
the whole
Like,
fight scenes and stuff, dude. Man, we were fucking around. Derps, what was your question, man?
What happened?
To what?
With,
To
like,
what? Oh
You
yeah,
look lighter there.
he found alcohol and good food. Yeah, just like
That's
any
fair.
Viking, dude. Just like any Viking, he
I
found
got
mead
married, dude.
and good food
Yeah, dude.
and
I
a
got
good
married.
woman.
That's fair.
But man,
Yeah,
dude,
dude,
I remember that shit
I
so
got
much.
married.
I'm
No, dude,
surprised
man,
you
like,
remember that,
yeah,
Triggs.
when I was in the army, dude, I was 165 lean. Like
Yeah, he was tiny,
100
man.
Yeah, I was
That's
165 lean. I was like probably like 25%, probably 23% body
size.
fat. Dude, I was leaned out. Like 165 solid. And that was probably like my fight weight. That was probably like ideal fight weight for my figure. I mean, hell, even my age now, was like it would be like 165, maybe 175 now. Now that I'm a little bit older, but yeah, like at that time at 26, yeah, dude, 165 solid. I mean, it's the best shape I'd ever been in. I was running. I was running 2 miles in 13 minutes. I mean, I was in shape. The heaviest I ever got while I was in the army, I think, was probably like 180 something, like 184. But I was kind of coming towards like the end of my career at that point. I think the strongest that I had ever got, like that I ever was at like 175 when I was deployed. And yeah, dude, I mean, like all I was doing was working out and drinking. That was it.
Dang, man. You need to get back to working out, bitch.
Oh,
That's
dude,
what you
hey man, you're not wrong.
You need to get back on it. You get back on it.
No, dude, honestly, I've been wanting to go to the gym, like your gym, and just start, going through the motions again, man.
Bro, you should. You know what? If anything, man, you should just do Planet Fitness and do like. I've been telling my students, man, like for my guys that are fighting, they need to give me 6 miles a week. So they need to do either they can, no matter how they do it, they could do it 6 days, 1 mile a day. They could do 2 days, 3 miles a day, or one day they run 6. It doesn't matter. But as long as they're getting a mile a day, I guarantee you lose weight. I guarantee. I started doing it. Minus me being sick, I've been feeling a lot better, man. I've been getting out there almost every day trying to get a run in. So, and that's because I'm fucking 43, man. So,
You good?
I'm probably gonna start biking first so I can get my knees good.
hiking?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like biking.
Oh, biking. Yeah.
Yeah, like doing the bike and stuff like that, because I noticed when I was running back in like 2019 or something like that, I was still kind of running a little bit, like just I don't know why, but like my knees would start to hurt.
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, man,
Do biking and walking, bro. Biking and walking.
Yeah, so I'll probably have to do that, and get my knees used to putting that pressure of weight back on them again.
100%. All righty, boys. Onwards to the next subject. Talking about putting trigger through walls and stuff.
Right.
So, Triggs, it's going to be your call now, man. Nintendo Switch 2 is on the glow up.
Dude, it's gang shit, dude. I'm telling you, bro. 32 million units sold in 3 and 4 days. That's ridiculous, bro. It is the fastest selling console of all time right now.
Derps, did you get your Switch?
Even with its $500 its $500 price tag.
I think I'm gonna wait for the handheld, the Xbox handheld.
The ROG
okay.
the ROG Ally X.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
What do you think, Triggs? What do you think about that one?
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to have it, but at the same time, I almost don't see a need for it for myself because I have a Steam Deck.
Trigger, you're a console whore, though, man.
I am. I make no apologies for that.
Yeah, I know you don't.
Yeah,
you have consoles everywhere, dude.
Yeah, dude. I've got a Steam Deck. I got my Switch OLED right over there, and then my Switch 2 right over there. Me and the lady. She also has a Switch too. She also has a Switch. We both have a PS5 and a Xbox One. Uh, both of us have gaming PCs. I mean, this is like our house is like a little nerdvana, dude. You know, and
Are you liking the Switch 2?
I am, dude. I am. I really, really am. I think it is. I think it's worth it. Um, I have yet to play it docked though, and that's kind of on me. And I think that's where I think the Switch 2 over the Switch shines the most.
Why do you think that?
Well, because the dock for the Switch 2 allows 4K gaming, 120 hertz, and that's done. I believe that's done natively.
Okay.
And so like to deliver that in a handheld is fucking amazing. Because if I play my Switch 2 docked, or like if I play my Steam Deck docked, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to get 4K gaming out of this. You know,
Yeah.
like the if I like put it up like on a good monitor, I might be able to push it that hard. But one thing that I do like with the ROG or like the Asus ROG Ally X is that you can plug an external GPU to it and essentially just use the Ally as just like a medium and have an external GPU and your monitor, and you can essentially computer game just like
Yeah, I
that.
was gonna say that's pretty dope. So they just kind of like
they're like, because it's based, it's a Windows based uh, like handheld. Whereas the Steam Deck, this is a Linux based. So, and on top of that, it's running Steam OS, which is a Linux based OS. But the cool thing is that with the Asus ROG Ally, you can actually load the Steam OS onto it, and it'll work just fine. So, like, I kind of might get it, just to see like how it works. But I kind of want to like let the like tech reviewers that I watch on YouTube kind of get their hands on it first before I do something like that.
Right.
Nice. This is what we're looking at, huh?
Yeah.
Yep,
Looks
that's
beautiful,
what I was
man.
about getting.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
It's a good looking console.
And this is gonna run only Xbox. It's not gonna do PC or Steam.
No,
See,
that's the thing.
Because it's Windows based. It actually
Run everything.
It actually technically
should. It technically should, right? It should just be a Steam Deck. Oh no, well, this should be just a walking PC. That's pretty much what it should be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
But it's made specifically to play Game Pass more efficiently.
Wow, dude, that's pretty wild. That's pretty cool. I like this.
Yeah, dude. But don't get me wrong. This thing, I'm having loads of fun with this.
The Switch 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you liking? Okay, so let me ask you, what are what are the core differences you feel playing that compared to your old Switch?
For one, I'm feeling a difference in the ergonomics. Like I can absolutely feel the ergonomics. On top of that, I also kind of like the matte finish over the original Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, the kickstand is something that I enjoy a whole lot more. It has like a framed kickstand instead of just that
little kicker.
Little stick.
I never liked that one.
Yeah, I thought I thought it was horribly placed, and two, I thought it never worked. It always fell off and stuff like that. But I like that the games run smoother on this.
Like because it's got more processing speed, or what?
Yeah, I can run like up to 60 FPS on this, as opposed to the 30 that you were like barely getting on some of those games on the Switch.
That's because like most of the games aren't like super graphics friendly or graphics.
Dude, and that's because right now I'm playing in Daemon X Machina. So like, I mean, I know that you play that game.
Yeah,
and,
I like that one.
And for you, that's like, oh, dude, like that's actually a good game. That's like one of those games that like if you're gonna enjoy 100 like 60 to 100 like FPS, that's the game to enjoy it with.
Yeah, that's a really, really fun game. The other one that I think was really, really good on that was the Monster Hunter one.
Oh yeah,
The Asian one,
Rise.
Rise. Yeah, Monster
Yeah,
Hunter Rise was really, really good. The graphics
yeah,
were
yeah.
good. The
And I
story was
have
good.
Rise. You know,
Yeah,
and so yeah, I mean that'll be another game that I throw up on there. You know,
yeah,
like
that's worth
and
it.
Sunbreak and stuff like that.
They have
Um,
Doom Eternal on it too, so Doom's always fun.
dude, Cyberpunk is on this game. Is on this thing now.
They have Cyberpunk on the Switch.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
swear to everything holy.
Holy shit! I didn't even know that. I don't know if I'd play it. Well, you know what? I'm not really like a big fan of the Switch unless I have it docked, or if I have the control in my hand. I'm not good with the first-person shooters because I don't like the little joysticks.
For me, it's how far
Yeah,
it
they feel
is.
weird, right?
Yeah, so for me, like I need to have a controller where I'm
Yeah,
like this
I'm in the same
because
boat.
like for me, like I feel because I cannot play an FPS where like I just have the Joy Cons.
Yeah,
Like
fuck
I
that.
have to put them in the grip so that I can play it correctly. Because if
Yeah.
not, I'm gonna be like, like it's gonna
But
freak me
what
out.
I don't like is on the Switch, I don't like the length. The length of the joysticks, since they're really tiny, the
Yeah,
distance between the middle to the end is like tighter. It's a tighter movement. So like when you go this way, it like fucking shoots over real quick. So you have to
yeah.
change. You have to fuck with the sensibility, like the sensitivity a lot. So like I have Bolt Gun. Bolt Gun's a really fun game for the Switch. It's an old school. It's got like the what 64-bit like Super Nintendo Doom, but it's all based on Warhammer.
Okay.
Yeah, and all you do is you just go around and you just fucking shoot things and chainsaw it, and he just yells out things for the Emperor and shit. It's really fun. Totally fucking. I tell people it's such a fucking great game to buy. But like the sensitivity's so wicked, dude, on the Joy that I have to do it docked. I have to do it docked. I can't do it. So yeah. Bolt Gun's really fun too. But so have you been able to do like anything with the like the mouse? Like the mouse accessibility yet? Have you
No,
tried it?
no, I haven't. I actually forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because I remember they were talking about how you can like slide the Joy-Con off and put it sideways, and you can use it as a little mouse.
I totally forgot that was a thing. So yeah, I'm gonna try that out tonight.
Oh fuck, dude! Yeah, fucking new skill unlocked, bitch.
Yeah, dude.
Did you? So you didn't even know? Did you know about that, or did you just?
I
forget
know.
about it?
I watched the Switch 2, you know, like reveal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just forgot about that, dude.
Because I think
like,
it's more like it's isn't in tune for like Mario Party or Wario parties or whatever, like those kind of games where you're doing like little tricky shit.
like the co-op games
Yeah.
and stuff like that. You know,
I think that's
and-
so cool if like a cursor comes out and you can use it like on the screen or whatever.
yeah, dude, and another reason why like I really enjoy the dock, you know, on a lot of this is because so me and the wife, we both have our like we both have our offices, and then we both have two small desks right next to like our bed. So like sometimes she's doing work, you know, or like just doing a little bit of whatever, she'll like be on the laptop and she'll do whatever she's doing. But I have a 65% keyboard here and a monitor right here. So if I want to, I'll just game with my Steam Deck on this monitor.
Yeah.
And that's probably what I'm going to do tonight.
Nice, dude. Nice. Well, good shit, man. So the Switch 2 is totally worth it. Guys, don't forget the Switch 2 just came out like last week. I'm cutting a video right now for the event that we had for GameStop. We had like a midnight release party, so right now I'm working on editing it. I was just getting past getting fucking sick. I don't want to die, so yeah, guys, don't forget, go check it out. The highest selling or one of the fastest selling consoles on the planet. 32 million sold within the first week, you said?
First 4 days.
Jesus Christ, dude. Jesus Christ. Didn't you wish Marvel had those kind of numbers? Speaking of Marvel and not glowing up, Ironheart released a new trailer this past week. How many of you are not excited? Derpy, tell me about it. Oh, Derpy's not having it. So there was a new release for the trailer for Ironheart. It quality looks pretty fucking good for a character that I don't think anybody's gonna really care about. Yeah, because it's one of those things that I don't even think. And mind you, watch. I'll bring it up right now. I'm not gonna play any audio because I'm not gonna fucking get my stream shut down for this stupid shit. Let's Ironheart. Yeah, it was this one 6 days ago. I'm gonna smash that sound down. I'm gonna open this up big.
Smash that fucking like button.
Yeah, I'm gonna smash that fucking like button or whatever the fuck, right? So I want you to look at the quality of this video. And I want you to compare it to the Daredevil series that just dropped. Because mind you, it's in the same quality, right? They're both Disney Plus series TV shows. It's not a fucking it's not a Disney Plus movie, right?
No, yeah, this is a
series,
TV,
right?
yeah, this is a TV show.
So I want you to tell me if you think this has the same budget or a bigger budget than the Daredevil television show. Okay? You guys ready? Here we go. I'm not going to play audio, so I might play audio on my side. Dude, just the shots alone are already a lot better than the fucking Daredevil show. That's the dude from Solo, remember?
Yeah.
Mind you, there's a part in this that I saw that I don't know if they're going to go that direction, which is that part. But I'm going to be pissed the fuck off if they do. That is what I'm going to be pissed off at.
You know they are.
Bro, do you know what they're doing to her character? They're giving her Supreme Doom's character.
Yeah.
The Superior Doom. I'll fucking slap people, dude, all day. I'll slap a motherfucker. When Doomsday turned into Iron Man, he was an Iron Man who used magic. And they're literally giving her the fucking powers. And she was fighting against him during that time. Like, that's what they're going to do, dude. Like, for reals? Like, couldn't they fucking do something original with this stupid ass? Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Well, fine. I'm not going to blow a gasket, but.
Fuck this shit.
Fuck that.
I'm going to crash out, guys. I'm going to crash out.
So that video, right? We saw the production. Now I'm going to go back to Daredevil, right? Daredevil Born Again trailer. Like, this looks like a regular fucking TV show. Like, it looks like something that would be on, like, FX. Right?
You're not wrong.
I'm just enthralled by this again. I thought it was such an amazing show.
Look at that. Look at that's not even a real screen or a shot of like New York. That's like a fucking that's like a CG fucking thing. They didn't even want a drone shot New York for this, dude. You know what I mean? Look, even this looks like a fucking studio. Like, it looks like Happy Days or whatever the fuck, dude. Like, look at that trigger. Look at that fucking shot. Look at all the people on the bottom that are all CG'd in there that aren't even the same color graded as the other background, dude. That's fucking ridiculous, dude. And mind you, Daredevil is a way more popular and bigger character than Ironheart. Like, am I going nuts here?
I think we're cooked, chat.
We're hyper cooked. But yes, Ironheart dropped a new trailer, guys. Apparently, in the trailer we show, which is something you just saw me freak out about a little bit right now. The character Riri Williams, everyone loves her, hates her, they love to hate her or whatever. Is going to be doing some seance shit and putting some magic on her shit, even though she never shows if throughout any part in any of this shit that she was at all into magic. Even when she was in Wakanda or whatever, they never did anything with magic or nothing like that. Now she's all magic because she's messing with the guy, the Hood, which is this character who uses two guns and in a fucking cloak that gives him magical powers based on Mephisto, right? Mind you. So hashtag Mephisto.
And Mephisto confirmed, dog.
Mephisto confirmed finally. Hyperion on the come by. Hyperion's coming, baby.
Dude, we got this century before Hyperion, dog.
Dude, you know what? And we talked about this a million years ago, and I was like, we're either gonna get one or the other. We can't get both. And that's because there's like a real weird opportunity. We're gonna get Gladiator before Hyperion also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, because they're talking about the Annihilators.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're talking about the Annihilators. Dude, do you see it coming now?
I mean, I could see Gladiator before.
Oh, dude, straight. No. Yeah. But I'm talking about like the Annihilus wave, Nova. Like all of these dudes are going to be popping off soon, dude. There's no way we go into Secret Wars without these fucking characters. No way we don't go into it. The only way I see we get a look, watch. I'm going to put this down paper-wise right now. You know what? Fuck Ironheart trailer. I'm pulling this off right now. Fuck this. Let's go just right into Avengers Doomsday List. Yeah, fuck Ironheart.
I did not see this.
What?
I did not see any of this.
Well, it's all right. It's the same shit that everybody's been talking about. It's nothing too crazy. But prophecy-wise. So I talked to Trigger earlier about this. And I have a theory as to why Marvel sucks. And it's a good excuse, Marvel. It's a good excuse if you go with this. I'm going to a saving grace right now for you, dude. If you pull this off and I give you permission to use it, you don't even have to ask. You don't have to say you got it from me. What if the reason after Endgame that the reason why all the fucking movies that have come out are mediocre and corny and kind of lackluster and sound like they're being told by someone who doesn't write well is because they're all being told from the point of view of Loki, who is now the god of stories, who took over the timeline right at the end of Endgame.
That would be mind-blowing.
Right? And it gives Marvel the opportunity to be like, yo, guys, we're just that meta. We're that meta.
That would be absolutely mind-blowing.
We went back and we made all of these movies mediocre and weird because they're not being told by actual directors, they're being told by Loki, and he trolled everybody. You're going to be like, whoa, that season, phase 4 through phase 6, the Loki era, right? This is the god of stories, Avenger telling. And then that's when the Supreme Doom went around and collected all the fucking the Prime Avengers was going after Loki to try to fix the timeline and rewrite it back to what it was supposed to be, which is going to be like Doomsday and all that shit. What do you think? Is that not a crazy like?
That's not out of pocket.
Triggs?
What's up?
What do you think? That's a fucking
dude. And like my only quip to that, and this is me literally just playing devil's advocate right now.
Yeah.
Is like, dude, if we got that bad of storytelling from the god of stories, my God, dude.
But remember, yeah, no shit, right? But remember, it's because technically this isn't the Loki that we love. This was the Loki that just saw himself die and was like, oh, like it's not even the real Loki. The real Loki's still dead. This was just the precursor Loki that saw himself die and was like, damn, that's it. Like, that's what I become. That sucks. You know what I mean?
Dude, honestly, what I'm a little bit more like excited for, especially in the whole Doomsday movie and possibly even Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Is the Thor and Deadpool interaction.
Yeah.
Knowing what that's about.
Well, I mean, from what it looked like it was supposed to be the Dark Wars. No, but it looked like it was Thor holding on to Loki in
no. Yes.
It looked like it was the same scene.
But remember,
are these all leaked?
Ryan Reynolds is gonna now have to be in those war rooms.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, he knows something we don't.
Are these all leaks, or what's the leaks?
Well, remember. Okay, so like the leaks wise, right? Someone released some stuff that was Alex Perez. He's pretty well known in the community for dropping a lot of stuff that he has. I'm not going to really explain too much of it, but it's not really anything that's not far fetched from what we've already talked about and discussed, right?
Right.
There's gonna be the concept of the Avengers versus the X-Men.
Yes.
And the reason why is because there's going to be a way that Sword is going to figure out a way on how to open up a portal between our Earth and Earth X, right? Which I'm not even sure if that's what they're going to call it, because there is a comic book line called Earth X, right?
Just
And a
call
lot
it
of
Earth
people,
Fox.
huh?
Just call it Earth Fox.
Earth what?
Earth Fox.
What do you mean?
Just with all the Fox movies.
No. Okay, so yeah, that's the one for the film, right?
Right.
But Earth X, there is a comic book line, but this is the comic book line. It has nothing to do with that. That's this one.
Oh.
And that's like Ben Grimm. That's Ben Grimm and the Hulk split. Spider-Man is mixed with, I think, Carnage. It's in his bloodline, and Venom together. Valkyrie is Thor. Captain America's an old guy that has a shield, like, and stuff. Loki's still there. Daredevil, like, it's very much like
Well, at least
like a
it's
really
not
weird.
zombies.
Yeah, no, it's not the zombies one. Yeah, there's Daredevil. Like, everything's just kind of like more literal
Are
when
they
it
the
comes to,
villains or something?
huh?
Are they gonna be like the villains or something?
No, I don't think they're going to go this way. I don't think this is the Earth X they're talking about. I think the Earth X that they're talking about is what you're talking about. Where you remember this comic book, right? Tricks? Yeah. So it's really weird because in that leak, everybody's saying that apparently at the ending of Fantastic Four, there's a post-credit scene that's already been talked about that Doctor Doom's just gonna show up, grab the fucking baby, and be like, "Yo, bitches, I'm out. I'm off to Planet X or whatever the fucking takes him." Right? Or Earth X. Me comic book wise, when someone says Earth X, this is the first thing that pops into my head. But apparently, Earth X is going to be the Fox universe, which is the one that was already shown at the end.
The X-Men universe.
Yeah. Is that what they're going with then?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's all I needed to know, because that kind of confused the fuck out of me. Because I was like, "Yo,
yeah, so that's like essentially that's kind of like what's going on." And so I literally just snippeted the little Reddit post that you
yeah.
Wait, that's what's supposed to happen at the end of
But
Fantastic Four?
it gives a little bit more
rumored.
credence as to why like Monica Rambeau's character is now relevant again.
Yeah, of course.
And apparently she's an anchor being, and because she's an anchor being, she's also causing an incursion. And because that's where she ended up. She ended up in the Fox universe, Earth X, and that's what she's doing. She's pulling, MCU together, and that's the final incursion.
Fucking Monica.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, dude, bitches ruin everything, dude.
Yeah, God damn it, Monica. What's up?
I think it's gonna be too confusing for the audience. Besides the comic book nerds.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, I think everybody knows the X-Men, right?
Right.
Everybody knows the Avengers.
Right.
The moment you come up and be like, "Oh, dude, Monica Rambeau's the fucking guardian of the Earth, and she's gonna be taken in," people are gonna be like, "Who? Yeah, who the fuck is this bitch? Why is she an anchor being? I thought Wolverine was." You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be those kind of things, right? But
they're already confused about Robert Downey Jr. being.
Oh yeah, and I think that's a false flag too. I think it's gonna be someone else. But I still hope they don't do that. But Triggs, what if? And I'm just gonna throw this out in the dark. Like, what if Monica Rambeau's character in this story is supposed to be like a Starbrand?
No.
Do you remember? Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but God, I fucking hope not.
Well, you see what I'm talking about? How they're gonna substitute the main characters that do very big things.
As it is, they can't go with like 95.
Yeah, they can't do that.
Star Wars and time runs out.
Yeah, they can't.
That those are subplots to information that we had been getting for like, I don't know, fucking 15 years or something, and references to things that had happened like 30 years prior.
They saved the day.
So and organizations that like haven't even
I'll
been
cover it.
revealed yet, with like events that haven't even taken place yet. So there's a
This is the
multitude of different subplots in Time Runs Out and Secret Wars that one we can't get, and two
Yeah.
we're not gonna get, and
that's
three I think most importantly shouldn't get,
Sure.
because we're already past certain events, or the likelihood that certain events are even gonna come. Like Maestro, let it go. We're not getting
That
it.
needs to
I have
be
a question.
let the fuck go. What's
Yeah,
up?
that's
What's up?
How
that is a
does
beyond
I
gone
know
thing.
it's an incursion at the end of Doctor Strange, but how does that connect to Secret Wars and all that?
So the incursions, essentially what had happened is that's particularly an event that is happening in Jonathan Hickman's Avengers and New Avengers. That particular story arc is considered what's called Time Runs Out. If you actually go on Amazon right now and look up Secret Wars Omnibus, it's like $80 right now, but it's the entire Secret Wars and
Story
Time
arc.
Runs Out story in like a single book, and it's fucking amazing, Derpy. I'm telling you, it is
But how
fucking
does
literary gold.
but
But
how does that connect to Doctor Strange? The end of Doctor Strange.
so,
Multiverse of
but
Madness?
it only connects it in name, in literally name only, and somewhat in uh in plot points, in that uh the Earths are kind of crashing into each other, and you kind of get that like touched on a little strange, how like two realities are coming into each other, and
Yeah,
if they interact with each other, both of those realities kind of like go away or are destroyed. That's essentially what an incursion is,
Yeah.
in like the literary focus of Time Runs Out. But it's a lot more literal in there, where it's literally two Earths crash into each other.
Yeah. In the comic books, when an incursion happens, it's just by chance. In the movies, what it's stating that is when someone or something of another universe like mends with another one, it then causes an incursion. That would be the equivalent to like if Miles Morales came into our world, eventually his world would come to ours because it would cause an incursion.
Yeah, which means right now we can't have that happen.
Yeah. Because we haven't really gone out. The only person that does that is Monica Rambeau. Yeah.
Into the Spider Verse.
Oh yeah. If Miles is part of our universe,
Well, that's
right?
not the thing. But remember, Aaron Davis, MCU Aaron Davis is
Oh, we
currently
don't know if
in
that's the
Into the
same one
Spider
though.
Verse.
yeah, it was into the Spider Verse.
Yeah, we don't know if that's the same one though.
It is the same
I
one.
would do. It would be cool.
And they
It would be
visited
cool.
Shang-Chi.
But then again, I don't know if it works that way for the Web Warriors though. Yeah, I don't know if it works that way because
This is
they're.
American.
I don't
I'm
know if it
just
works that
saying.
way for the Web Warriors because they're the ones that can go between times. Because they're like America Chavez, right? Like they're the ones
Well,
that can
yeah,
go.
well, they're like the Spider version of the TVA.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't the Spot visit Shang-Chi, like the lady too?
Which one?
The Spot from Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse.
Did he visit Shang-Chi? I don't know. He did. Did he?
I think he did.
I don't even remember.
I think he visits the Asian lady in Venom.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I was about to be like, I remember. Yeah, I think he visited the Asian lady in Venom, but I don't think anyone else like in the MCU.
So Triggs, hear me out.
the Prowler.
This is going to be. I mean, it's pretty safe to say that if they're going to go, which this is a huge story in Time Runs Out and in going into the whole like Secret Wars and Battle World movie or TV show.
I'm telling you, Chris, this is going to be too much nerdy stuff.
No. I mean, I 100% agree with you because one, half of the chess pieces that are on all of these moments like aren't even in the films.
Right.
Like you're looking at right now in front. That's Hyperion and Thor. And Thor is unworthy, which he became in the last movie, but they made it a fucking joke, and he still has his arm, so he's not even that he's not even Thor Odinson yet. but more than likely, we've already talked about this. That Hyperion, that one, is going to get switched out with Sentry, right? It's pretty safe to say that that's what's going to happen because
Is that
with the way
Sentry
that
right there?
with the way that they mentally broke down Sentry,
Is that Sentry right there?
who's what?
Is that Sentry in the middle?
No,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, no,
Hyperion.
that's Hyperion. That's my favorite character. He's the Superman of this universe, like literally the Superman.
Okay.
And it's super cool, his character, because he's not even from. He would be an incursion situation too, right?
Yes.
Because he's not even from their universe.
He's a derelict from like another
This guy,
failed universe.
He's a fucking hoss, dude. He's a hoss. So in his last universe, he used to fight alongside the Shi'ar, and he was partnered up with Guardian, or the Gladiator, right? He was partnered up with Gladiator and a bunch of people, and he had this chick. And then in that system, like a hive mind of like aliens started taking over everybody. And he was like, it was him, Gladiator, and his girlfriend that were like the last three. And Hyperion's girlfriend gets infected, and Gladiator is going to get infected. And he tells Hyperion, unleash, what does he call his eyes? Like he calls them something like the gaze of Hyperion's glory or something like that. And he lets his fucking heat vision glow, and it destroys the entire universe. His heat vision alone destroyed the entire universe. So he's just there floating in space. Literally, that's all he's doing, is floating in his own universe that's been destroyed. And the scientists that are part of MODOK's, right? MODOK's team, right? Trigger, MODOK, the AIM guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they open up a portal and they pull him out of the portal. And that's how Hyperion comes into our Earth. So, like, yeah, and then he's here, and then he's like Superman, but he's like Injustice Superman. But, so, Triggs, how do we get the other three characters? Because isn't that Drax's daughter on the right?
Yes.
It's her, right?
On the left-hand side of of Thor.
Yeah.
And then you have Starbrand and
Moonchild, right? Which one?
Night Mask.
Night Mask. So how do we get these characters? Because that's going to be a whole ass other explanation. Because even me, I didn't know who these guys were until this fucking comic book came out.
See, but that's the thing, dude. Like Spectrum's powers don't at all coincide with Starbrand's powers.
What's his thing? He's just as strong as
Starbrand's powers are essentially, they just give you the amount of power that you need to defeat that thing in front of you at that point. But you need to know how to use the powers that they give you. That's kind of like the caveat. Like if I was given the power of the Starbrand and like the Hulk was in front of me, unless I know how to draw out the amount of power that's needed for that fight, I can't.
Yo, and that's because he's also like Captain Atom, right?
Huh?
He's like Captain Atom also, right? Like his power is like held into his body. So if it's ruptured, he can that's how he blows up, remember?
Yeah.
He's punctured and explodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff, bro. It's like, how do you get... Well, I mean, I guess the Annihilus, right? The Annihilators team could kind of like quell this in a way. I don't know.
I'm familiar with most of Marvel, you know what I mean, like the main characters, but when it gets to this stuff,
it gets confusing, right?
It's gonna get confusing for most general
audiences. and this is a story that I forgot that the horned creatures, I didn't even know who they were until the ex nihili or the ex nihilus. Yeah, but they are a race called the ex nihili, and they are essentially, they're not builders, but they're life givers.
Yeah.
And essentially what they do is they go to planets and they just populate the planet with life.
Yep.
And that's
sweet.
Yeah, they make like Mars habitable. You know, they could make the moon habitable. That's what they do. And to like destroy them is essentially to destroy the life of the universe. Like they are and so like when they die, like
half
part
the
of
universe.
like part of the universe dies
Yeah.
itself.
But
Or some
Um,
opportunity for a planet dies.
Yeah, and Nightmask is a product, I believe, of the builders, and he speaks builder code. So he's somebody who's connected to the people who essentially navigate the multiverse. And that, like, you're not wrong. It's very, very complicated. It's made like all that sense is made in Time Runs Out and in Secret Wars.
Yeah.
So, like, yet again, that's a story that you should write. But how do we get that panel in
MCU.
the MCU?
Yeah.
You put Thor, Sentry. I would have to say Captain Marvel.
And then you're gonna have to run Deadpool and Wolverine with him because Deadpool's in the fucking.
No, you'd have
thing
to
with
just
him.
run Deadpool. Just run Deadpool.
No Wolverine.
No Wolverine.
I guess he goes to the X Mansion or whatever. Goes and hangs out with the X-Men, kind of, since he. Oh, you know what? That makes sense since he's an Avenger, right? He can go in and run both because he was always running both teams, anyways.
What I think is going to happen, and I think it's the more plausible, is I'm seeing more of a Avengers versus X-Men story told in the style of Secret Wars.
Oh man, you're gonna have to explain that to me. What do you mean?
So Avengers versus X-Men. So for those who don't know, I think it was like 2018, 2020 or something like that. That a story called Avengers versus X-Men came out. This is after the death of Charles Xavier. No, it is actually not during. Sorry, after the death of Charles Xavier. It is what leads to the death of Charles Xavier. What it essentially happened is there was an incident that happened, and it dealt with Rachel Summers, who's the daughter, or who's from the Days of Future Past storyline. And what had happened is she became the host for the Phoenix, because ironically, it's always like a member of the Grey family. Anyway, during that time, something had happened. Like something really bad had happened, and they knew that the Phoenix was coming, and so the Avengers are like, let's take Rachel. Like, let's take Rachel and let's figure out a way to like destroy the Phoenix. The X-Men were like, that's not happening. We're going to protect her from like all of you, because in like our entire publication history have we noticed that humans are never to be trusted, and that means you. And so after a while, Captain America being like, well, okay, well, I'm not asking, she's coming with us. And the X-Men were like, that's fine, we're not telling you. She's not going with you. And it turns into this huge scrap, right? This is like where you get, like, for me, like one of the iconic fights of Iron Man versus Magneto. You get Red Hulk versus Colossus. Sorry, Juggernaut Colossus.
Yeah.
I mean, you get, I think, Hulk versus Spider-Man. Dude, you get some good fights, dude. And then Captain America versus Gambit, and who, like, I think is probably my favorite fight of that entire story, because Gambit blows up the scales on Captain America's his shirt and blows them all up, because he keeps ignoring him because he's on like the radio with like Maria Hill or something like that. And right after that happens, he's like, Captain America is just like, okay, Gambit, you now have my full and undivided attention, and just proceeds to rock his shit.
He beats the fuck out of Gambit.
Yeah, he fucks him up.
Yeah, he fucking wrecks him, dude. Yeah, that's I brought up the picture for you guys.
Yeah, and what I think is that the last incursion, that's probably what's going to happen. Is it's essentially going to be an Avengers versus X-Men like movie, and then it's going to part 2 into Secret Wars.
Oh, okay. So you think it's almost going to be like a Civil War, right?
No, Avengers versus X-Men. Except without the plot point of the Phoenix being like coming in. They're essentially going to use the incursion as the Phoenix, coming to Earth. and the big overarching plot point is the fact that the incursion has happened and the two worlds have met.
I think the Phoenix is going to be there.
I think
because they're bringing back the old
some
Jean
sort
Grey,
of.
no?
I think she'll play some sort of like part in it, but I don't think she's going to be like the big like bad in all of this.
Nah, but I think she's going to play. I think they're going to do something like that, and when they start doing the heavy hitter shit, like once you start bringing in like Wanda, or you start bringing in like the heavy hitter female characters or whatever, I think from there, one, you'll get Storm, of course. Storm is probably going to be one of the most heavy hitting, but you'll end up getting the old school Jean Grey to come in, and then she's going to do her Phoenix Force shit. She's going to do her Phoenix, and that's when we're going to be like, holy fuck, the Phoenix is back. And I think in some way, what's going to happen is just like in the Secret Wars story, when all of these people leave the incursions to get on Battleworld for the next film, I think it's going to be Cyclops with the Phoenix Force, and you're going to have that, like, I don't know if you remember that. Let me see if I could find the photo of it real quick. Let me see. Is it Secret Wars? Yeah, there it is. You're going to have this shit pop off. Let me see if I fucking... There's a part where he walks right off of the fucking thing. Yeah, here, this part. This part. You remember this shit? That part when they're in the fucking life raft? And you end up fucking realizing that they sent Cyclops with the fucking Phoenix Force? Do you remember that shit in Secret Wars?
No, because I remember him dying.
Yeah, because he gets his fucking shit pushed in because he walks up to fucking Doomsday and he's like, this all ends now. And Doomsday's like, oh, that's cute. And he fucking wipes him out. And that's when everybody was like,
yeah, he like,
fuck, we need to run.
Like that. Yeah.
That's when they were like, fuck, we need to run. And that was like right off of the fucking life raft.
Damn, dude, now I'm gonna have to fucking reread that. I haven't read it in like a couple of years. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reread it.
Yeah, there's so many great instances that are so important. Look, he grabs him by the fucking throat. It's dirty.
Yeah, that's right. He like breaks his neck or some shit.
Yeah, and literally like just wipes him out in one movement, and then that's when what's his face? Doctor Strange, doesn't he like wisp him away?
Yeah, the other ones.
Yeah, he just sends them all away. And that's when he fucking kills Doctor Doom. And then that's the thing too, dude, like, so remember, he kills Doctor Doom, right? Or he kills Stephen Strange. And who ends up figuring that out?
Valeria.
And there's no Valeria talk. We're not even sure if we're gonna get a Valeria in the fucking Fantastic Four movie.
Dude, I mean, as it is, Valeria is the one who inspired Reed to make the life raft in the first place.
Yeah, it's so weird, man. A bunch of the things.
Because I was talking about this with Steve, my friend,
Hollywood.
With Hollywood, and I had told him because he was like, where did like all this come from? And it was essentially like, oh, his daughter told him like the weirdest thing, but like he kind of knew like what she was talking about, and like Hollywood just being a fucking great sport about it. He was like, well, what did he tell her, or what did she tell him? And he was like, and I was like, oh, he she tells him it's time to figure out how not to lose. Like you can't win, so it's time to figure out how not to lose. Just because because you don't win doesn't necessarily mean you lose either.
You lose, yeah.
And so he was just like, fuck, dude. And like you could tell like he was super into. We were also super drunk when we were talking about it. And like I'm telling you, dude, I this is like the one story I could go on the hugest tangent about, shit faced. And and still want to, by the way. Anyway, yeah, I'm talking about it, and I'm like, yeah, dude, it's one of those where like she tells him, yeah, you can't win, so it's time to start figuring out how not to lose.
How not to
And
lose.
yeah, and
She
like
tells Reed, right?
yeah, she tells Reed,
Tells
and that's
Reed.
when Reed is like, I have to go to life raft. Like I can only take like fucking.
I
I
guarantee.
think
You
it
know
was
what? And
like it was only like a few thousand people max.
you know what? And I fucking God, I hate to say it, but I guarantee that's what either Sue or the stupid Silver Surfer chick is gonna tell them.
Silver Surfer, I can almost see
You know what I mean? Like they're
Yeah.
not gonna put Valeria and they're gonna give that line to one of those dumb bitches, dude.
Yeah,
God,
honestly,
dude, that
I say
sucks,
Silver
man.
Surfer because it would canonically explain her gender
Switch.
shift.
Yeah, her switch. God, that sucks, dude. I
Dude,
like
and
Valeria.
wouldn't it be fucked up if she's like a variant of Valeria?
No.
No.
Don't make it any worse, dude. God, dude.
There you go, dude. There's Profit Trigger. You know that's my problem.
God.
She's a variant of.
And you
of
know what I
Valeria.
hate? I hate when people are like, "Oh, that's cool." That's cool. No, that's not cool, dude. No, that's not cool. No, that's not. It's not fucking cool at all, dude. It's not cool at all. It's not cool at all. That's fucking
Dude,
Ironheart romantic.
this is the how you feel right now is how I always feel when you give me prophecies where I'm just like, no.
But at least I'm trying to stay consistent to what we want.
No.
Like, God damn it. I'm trying, man. I'm really trying, man.
No.
Can you imagine, dude, that they give that line to the Silver Surfer and I just walk out of the theater, dude? Just walk out of the theater.
Do it.
I just fuck, dude. I just throw my popcorn at the nearest guy next to me, dude. I buy the biggest bag of popcorn just to throw at him. God damn it, dude. But yeah, there's so many interesting things that I'm waiting for.
As hard as you can. Just, fuck
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna just dunk, dude. I'm gonna spike the guy in front of me with my biggest soda, dude. Or the Galactus fucking head, dude. Dude, I'm gonna spend $80 on that just to smash it on someone's fucking skull, dude.
And then knock out his kid. Just
knock out his fucking, just kick him in the back of the head, dude. Yeah, there's a bunch of things I'm excited for, of course, because it's Marvel or whatever. But I just I have just a lot of like desires that I want them to get right. Fucking hire me already, Marvel. I'll help you.
Dude, honestly, if they gave Rob Jefferson a writing
Yo, they need to. I don't know why they haven't. Or at least bring him on as a fucking as a as a talking head or something.
They should have done that.
Beginning.
I think they should have done that with Jonathan Hickman. The moment that they were like, "Oh, we're gonna do Doomsday," I'd have been like, "Get Jonathan Hickman on the fucking phone right now."
Yep, 100%, 100%. Derpy, are you ready for your part or what?
You're making me fall asleep with all these.
No. You're gonna wake your fucking ass up, because I got you right here, brother. Are you ready? Superman hype. Myth busting superhero fatigue. That is our fucking title for this discussion. Gentlemen. Superman. Triggs, Superman?
Superman, dude.
First off, has anybody secured their tickets yet?
No.
Yes.
Derpy. I knew Derpy was going to say yes. I know Rob did. I think Brian might have also.
I was about to say, I was like, I think Biggie did. Yeah, I think Biggie did.
Are you guys watching the early one?
Yeah, I'm going for the early one.
Damn. So Amazon Prime is showing it early.
3 days early.
3 days early. So, damn. Derps, you're going to go see it 3 days early?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Vince in the comment section says, did someone say Superman? Indeed, baby. Let me go ahead and take off this. All right, good. And let's talk. So, guys, Superman is doing exceptionally well with its fucking advertisement right now.
Yeah, dude. I gotta say, man, like as cheesy as this movie looks sometimes, they are knocking it out of the park with their marketing.
Yeah, they're fucking
the
doing
guy
really
from
good.
Fortnite.
The guy from Fortnite. Yeah, it's the guy from Fortnite. That's funny. Yo, even with the Fortnite skin release, that was a smart move of them, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they're doing everything the correct way, man. Did you guys see that? I think for safety, I kind of feel it too. Like it's kind of weak.
And
But
Brian was worried
Pedro
about the
Pascal
marketing.
put the link up of like a picture of him and Superman and shaking hands with the fantastic arm or whatever the fuck, and been like, let's make. I don't know what he put. He put up some stupid like making superhero movies good or whatever. I don't know, some stupid ass post. You see it or no?
No.
Here, let me see if I can find it. But yeah,
Hold on.
Pedro Pascal. Yeah, let me see. Pedro Pascal. Superman. Fantastic Four. Yeah, he made this post the other day. And this was him that did it. Like he put this up. So it was like super fantastic, and it's like Fantastic Four, Reed Richards sitting next to Superman or whatever, with the Fantastic Four and the Superman logo like merged.
I just sent you a meme.
And I was like, lame Pedro Pascal. Did you see that or no? Triggs?
What?
The Pedro Pascal picture that he made. It's like Fantastic Four, Reed Richards and Superman sitting next to each other with the Four and the Superman together, and he's like super fantastic, huh?
Yeah, it's cute.
It's lame.
Chris, I just sent a meme.
Lame.
Yes.
Oh no, here we go. So what do you guys think, man? Are we? I mean, I'm on the hype train, guys. Are you guys on the hype train yet? Well, I know Derp is. Oh yeah, I saw that one with the Jurassic Park. Yeah.
Show the trigger real quick.
Hold on. That was pretty funny. Yeah, I wonder if you've seen this one already.
I don't know if he has.
Let me go ahead and show it. Yeah. Triggs, watch.
Wait, who was that? I put McQueen in there. Give you some real competition.
Did you see it? It's simple in his Jurassic Park.
Who was that?
So they just fucking ghost them.
Give you some real competition.
Because both movies are supposed to like beat the shit out of Jurassic Park. I don't know, man. Jurassic Park looks like a sleeper though.
No, dude.
You don't think so?
No.
It looks
compared to Superman.
No.
Fuck
No. Maybe Fantastic Four, dude. I'm not.
No, not even against Fantastic Four.
I don't know, man. Fantastic Four, like
dude, you gotta remember
month.
every single Marvel property, even the flops, still make more movie than like some of the biggest bombs here.
Yeah. Thunderbolts?
Dude, Thunderbolts slapped. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, I mean it ended up being pretty bad, no?
No. Captain America did bad.
I think it did bad in the later weeks.
No, Captain America was considered a flop.
Oh yeah, no, that was a flop. It's not considered. It is a flop. That helped me go to sleep on an airplane.
Considered it a flop.
That put my ass to sleep on a plane. Yeah. What's up, Chirps?
Hey, Trigger, if you're having a bad day, all you need is a hug from a blonde Russian.
No, what I need is Florence Pugh to give me a hug.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you're ever needing therapy, that's what you need. Let me see. Well, I mean, I guess the Thunderbolts. I thought the Thunderbolts was good. I mean, was it
the Thunderbolts?
Was it perfect? No. Like, I mean, it wasn't like the greatest, but it was good.
Dude, but it gave me such
old gave you hope.
It felt old Marvel, yeah.
Yeah, it just.
Oh, it had a lot of fun in it. It's just like
that it didn't make enough to break even, so it's considered a flop.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah. So I mean that's where I heard people talking about it, even though it was not a bad movie. It didn't make it, and it's because of the fact I don't. Again, just like I put up in the thing, I don't believe in anything called superhero fatigued.
I was wrong about something, but I was right about something.
The reason why I don't believe in superhero fatigue, I just think that's people finding excuses or people making excuses why movies just suck. But that's like saying like a first person shooter fatigue, or that's like saying fighting game fatigue. This is not really a concept. It's just like when something comes up and it's good, you're gonna like it. So like, one moment everyone's talking about how Marvel is horrible and superhero fatigue, and then all of a sudden the boys drop something and everybody's back to liking superheroes. Invincible drops. Everybody's back to watching and caring about superheroes again. So it's just when you put something else good that's good, then people are gonna watch it. I mean, for fuck's sakes, Marvel. I forgot. I think I was telling Brian. If anything, Marvel can suck for the next 5 years.
Yeah, but to add a little bit of point to what you just said with the last two IPs, I'm not gonna lie, Invincible season 3 was ass up until the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, but everybody still watched it.
Yeah, but it was all shit until Invincible War.
Yeah, the Invincible War.
And
making a game.
And even the same thing with The Boys. The Boys was, it only had 2 good episodes that whole.
This past season, yeah.
Yeah. So like
that doesn't give the right that doesn't give the idea, not the right, but the idea of someone saying, "Oh, well, this is because there's a fatigue."
And while I don't entirely agree with superhero fatigue,
yeah, I don't agree with it.
I will say that there is you can see that everyone's kind of like, all right, dude, what good guy is gonna win this time?
Well, I don't know. I mean, because you look at that right now, like I don't think there's a lot of people acting that way about Superman, no?
No. Yeah,
because in Superman, there's so many moving parts. I think the only thing that I've heard people complain about is, it was the idea of them comparing him to Henry Cavill. Once that trickle of the Henry Cavill part died out, then it was the people that were like, well, I still like the Zack Snyder one or whatever. And there was that. Like, I feel like once those have kind of gone beyond, then it goes to where, like, where me and Brian have been, where we're like, well, James Gunn better fucking pull this off because we don't believe in James Gunn kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think, and Brian, I think he was in the same boat I was, where the only reason why I was so disappointed with Superman and why I was super like, nah, it's going to suck, was there was just no media on it. There was no fucking media.
Did you see the tickets on sale trailer?
Is that the recent one that came out where they even showed like the guy with the laser vision?
Yeah, did you see that one?
Yeah.
It looks epic.
Chrissy says, as a person who didn't grow up reading comics, I will say Marvel had a high bar when they were building to Endgame, and it was like that to a conclusion, and then they kept going, so everything was kind of lame. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Like I
think so far that's like essentially what we've said, but in the perspective of a non-comic book reader.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah, like, and we all said that. We've been saying that since Endgame came out. Was that bar was up here, and then they kept going, and then that bar started just to
like. Can you imagine that? Within the first 10 years of Marvel, like, it was unheard of for a movie to pass like 3 sequels.
Right.
Like, it was unheard of for a movie to go 3 sequels in and be good.
Right.
Unless you're like Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Well, I mean, still, I think they were up to like 3, 4.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings had 3 trilogies. It had the trilogy and then another trilogy.
Yeah, but the Lord of the Rings, and I mean, if you're going to get super technical about that, those are actually 2 separate trilogies.
Yeah. And they weren't even going to do the second trilogy. They only did it just because they were like, please, we want to make more money. But Marvel has consistently been doing a sequel for more than 15, 16 years.
Which is wild.
That's fucking insane. Yeah, so, I mean, eventually you're not going to get a fucking winner, right?
Right, and dude, if I was Kevin Feige, I would be like, dude, and put that in your fucking pipe.
Yeah, put that in your fucking resume, dude. Yeah. What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, dude, like, I'm Kevin Feige. So what are you applying for? I'm Kevin Feige. I'm like, telling you.
The movies, and that's what I was saying earlier, like, they could do 5 more years of sucky films and still be like, no one's ever done this before, guys. Like, this is it. Like, we're the pioneers of even trying this. No other franchise has ever tried to go 5 movies in. You know what I mean? Everybody stops at trilogies. I think Harry Potter was the one that did 7.
8.
They did 8 movies?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, even okay. So Harry Potter, 8 movies. So consider how many 8 movies is to the whole entire Marvel 10 years at the beginning.
That was like year what?
That would have been like phase 1 and phase 2, maybe.
Jurassic Parks.
Well, Jurassic Park sucked though. Yeah, like
Yeah,
after
after
2, I think it was bad.
No, to me it was after 3.
It was after 3.
All right.
Now don't get me wrong.
World was
The one where they all like the new I think Dominion. Yeah, the last one. The one that had like the original guys. That one I was like, fuck yeah about. But
the one that had Chris Pratt
that was
in
like
it?
the original actors as well.
The one that had Chris Pratt in it, I thought was really fun. Until they had the whole like T-Rex and Raptor team up. And then they were like,
For me, it was when I found out that they cloned his daughter.
what the fuck? Whose daughter?
Yeah. So
that was the second one, right?
Yes, it
Before
was the
Dominion.
second one of it was the second one of like the newer movies or whatever.
Whose daughter?
So you remember the Colonel Sanders looking guy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true, dude. James Bond.
How many James Bond films did they have? Well,
Dude,
they had
there's
a lot of
20.
them.
There's
Yeah,
like 20 James Bond movies.
Yeah, they've had a lot of them. James Bond's there.
Yeah,
I'll give it
okay.
up.
Hey, you know what, Vince? Thank you very much, man. We stand corrected, my guy.
Sure. Yep. Yeah, we'll give it up to you, man. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's a great call, Vince.
And they're all consistent with each other, right? All the James Bonds?
just about.
Yeah, you see, because they have to be consistent with each other because all the Marvel films are all consistently one story.
See,
if
Chris,
you have your
I have to disagree. Like, I'd have to, because I think some of these shows are complete dog shit.
Well, that's why, like, you know what? I really wish they would bring back Agents of Shield.
Stop that.
I really wish they would.
Touch your fucking.
But not do it like a disconnected series. Do it like the way they did the Phil Coulson fillers in the films. Remember when he was like go to this gas station looking for Thor's
also
hammer?
like a bunch of shorts.
Kind of. I used to like those shorts. They were really good. That was like Thor living with the roommate guy. Remember the funny one?
Yeah.
You see, like those were really fucking fun.
Or finding out that like
For DC
that A-bomb was sent to another facility, so they couldn't use him for something else or something like that. Yeah. Or like meeting in the diner with about the hammer.
Yep. See, those kind of things were really, really cool. They have to be consistent. I'm so tired of them. It's like I showed you right now with the Ironheart and the Daredevil series, right?
Right.
Those two films look completely opposite of each other.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that you would assume that these two characters are in the same universe. But, like, I would rather have a show. You know what I would like to have a show based on?
I have a question, though.
What's the group that would clean up the mess? Damage Control.
Yes.
I think they should do a Damage Control TV show.
Oh, dude, but here's the thing, though, dude. We already have a negative light on Damage Control because of the first Spider-Man movie. No, because of the first Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. But I would like to have one. Okay, Derps, go ahead.
Wasn't Ironheart like made during a different regime, like Disney regime? Like someone was in charge of different.
In the comic books or in the MCU, brother?
No, the MCU just in general when they made the Ironheart. Wasn't it written with someone else?
No,
like,
I think originally it was supposed to be a movie.
I know that's what I mean, but wasn't someone else in charge of Disney? Not
Bob
Iger, not Bob Iger, but someone else. Was prior to,
Bob Chapek.
Was, Bob Chapek. Wasn't he in charge when they were start making that?
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing, man. Bob Chapek made a lot of
stupid ass decisions.
Yeah, a lot of stupid decisions that Bob Iger stepped back in and is still trying to unfuck, and I think is in an unwinnable position right now.
That's what I mean. Wasn't there a connection with Ironheart?
Yeah, but that's also that's another thing, though. You know, like Bob Iger still had quite a bit of time to like kind of flesh out certain details when it comes to Ironheart. Now, don't get me wrong. The fact that he moved it from a movie to a series is probably the best choice he probably could have made in regards to that IP. One thing that actually does kind of frustrate me, and I still kind of wanted to see this because in the comic books, this was like Iron Man related. This is like a huge one for me, and I really, really enjoyed this story. Is Armor Wars. I still hope that gets made. I know it won't, but still,
Maybe they're gonna do a reference to it in when they do the Battle World stuff. When they do Secret Wars.
Dying over here.
I told you, man, I was sick. So yeah, I think they might give a reference to it because remember in Battle World when they do the Old Man Logan scene and they throw him from like one wall to another, he runs into like, the Thor Core Storm. He runs into She-Hulk that's in the zombies. And then he runs into Armor Wars. Gets thrown into the Armor World city. So like I really think that there's a possibility we're going to get all those references to all the different series. And again, like, there the crazy thing is we had those leaks of like the pictures that were like drawings or whatever the fuck that were released a couple of weeks ago or whatever.
Yeah.
Like a month ago.
And really nothing about them like gives us an idea of anything for like Armor Wars.
Right.
But that one fucking X-Men character, Blorg or Blog or Blurk or whatever, the little alien one, right? Let me fucking bring it up. He's in it, and for him to be in it, that's like fuck, dude.
That might be real.
Man, yeah, X-Men character green. Oh, dupe. Yeah, this character. That character is in one of those photos. Did you know that?
No.
Yes.
Dupe is in one of those fucking MCU. The fucking
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. It's
Yeah, I think he's the waiter in the diner scene or whatever.
Yeah. And motherfucker, dude, if they're doing that, like, yeah, he's
dude,
right.
But you got to remember, man, all that's concept art. That means that they could just draw inspiration from this. These are all just concepts. None of this is final.
I know, but still, even if it's concept art, like that's still fucking wild. Like if it was concept art, and I'm just saying this out loud, right? The idea that we've just heard recently that Peter Quill is going to do a Vision Quest with, that he's going to be in Vision Quest, that it came out a couple of weeks ago, like after this, and no one really remembered, right? But that he's in the picture here, and then all of a sudden we find out he's actually in Vision Quest, or Vision Quest is going to be dealing with Peter Quill on Earth. Like, that's nuts, dude. To me, that's nuts. To me, all of that shit, when I was watching it, like, I was like Trigger. I was like, they're okay. Like, I mean, it's just concept art. Like, that's cool. Like, the first one, like this one, reminds me of the Braddocks at the beginning getting called out. Oh, we lost Triggs.
He said to be right back.
Yeah. In the beginning of Secret Wars, the comic book, Braddock is this guy, Captain Britain, is on trial against Mr. Sinister. And that's what this reminded me of. It just reminded me of that concept, that story in the story, right?
All right.
But it wasn't until I saw this fucking picture with Dupe in it that I was just like, my mind was blown, dude. Like my mind was blown.
I'm telling you, Chris, it's gonna get
crazy, man. Well, I mean,
it's gonna get too nerdy where nobody's gonna like know what.
Yeah, there's a part of me that I feel like that kind of shit's gonna happen.
Like no, I mean they'll enjoy it, but like it's gonna get to a point where nobody understands what's going on.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I feel like there's gonna be a concept of like we're gonna get like real crazy Easter eggs. That's what I think.
That's what yeah.
Like I think we're gonna get a bunch of like through each movie and like almost every scene, there's gonna be a hint of something like, oh, here, like maybe, I mean, if Marvel wants to do that and the Russos and all of these guys were like, this is gonna be a culmination of the 15 to 20 plus years of us doing Marvel movies. And after Secret Wars, we're going to reboot and do it all over and start with the X-Men saga. Or we're gonna move out at the end of Secret Wars, the world consolidates. And now
Here,
everyone is in the same world. There is no multiverse. Like everything is together.
here's
And
an
now we have
example.
the official Marvel universe.
Here's an example of what I'm saying for like Secret Wars and Doomsday.
Mhm.
My father doesn't even know there's 5 Robins
In Batman?
and Batman.
Well, I mean, a lot of people don't know that.
That's my point. How
Yeah.
are they supposed to know there's a character named Dupe?
Yeah, no shit. No, I get that. I get that. But you know what sucks too? Is that there's going to be a fuckload of people that are going to see Dupes as a character and be like, "Oh my god, did you see who that was? That's so cool. I remember him." And you know what I mean? Like they're going to
Merchandise.
act like they know what it is
Merchandise.
because they want to be relevant to the conversation of knowing like comic books or whatever,
Right.
which is understandable. They just want to have relevance or whatever. But like in my mind, like that's okay. Like having Dupe and having a bunch of characters, like it's not too bad, as long as they're not giving attention to Dupe. Like they're not going to be like, "Hey, look at this guy. He can rewrite reality, and he
Right.
works as a bartender here." And you're no, like if he just goes by and makes like a funny joke, like the Cosmo dog or whatever from the Guardians movies.
I want to joke like Howard the Duck.
Yeah, like that, right? Like Howard the Duck, you know, pretty well known, even though he's just a detective. Like he's not really like a super powered being. Like no one expects to have more out of him.
So I have a question.
But when they sprinkle him in the films, like it's okay.
Is the Collector coming back?
No, I think the Collector's done.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna be done skis, man.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
We
it would be
totally
cool.
flew
Like,
off from Superman to this.
no. It's because we're just going on. It's because the concept is like I told you. Like, I don't. Well, going back, right? Let's go back, right?
Right.
I don't believe in the concept of superhero fatigue.
I don't either.
And the reason why is because of the hype the Superman film's been getting.
Right.
He is, I mean, for what it's worth, he is like Captain America. He is, you either love him or you hate him.
There's
And-
different versions of Superman, so
But most of the time, people that hate him
but most
are just dickheads because they just don't like him because he's a good guy or whatever the fuck.
because he's too OP.
Well,
That's their excuse.
it's not that he's OP. He's
Maybe
only
what
OP.
he stands for, basically.
It's because he's the hero. You're not gonna, you're gonna write good. Because I guarantee, if those people actually read comics,
Right.
then they would know he's not just an OP character.
Right.
They would know that he's had his trials and tribulations as a character.
Yes.
But are they against the fact that the character that the comic book is named after keeps winning? Because it's like, well, why would you make a character? Why would you name a comic book based on a character that wouldn't win?
Right.
Unless that was his whole trope, and then he becomes better. Nobody writes about the loser; they want to write about the winner. And the whole concept is like Superman's supposed to be just a hero. That's all it is. Like people just don't like him because, like you said, he always wins and he's always this and that. But he's died before. Doomsday kicked the shit out of him and killed him once. That was it was a stupid return too. I didn't even like the way they brought him back. It was kind of dorky. But like
it was probably better than the live action version.
yeah. But you know what I mean? Like the characters, he got his ass kicked by Ulysses. In Kingdom Come, he got his ass kicked by that guy Mangog, or what is it?
Yeah.
Man, something, I forgot his name.
In the end of that was basically with Shazam, I believe.
Yeah, he's fighting Shazam in the very end, and the Spectre is talking to this old man.
Yeah.
About if he thinks that humanity should
that would be such a cool. They were supposed to make an animated film out of that.
I think they will.
No, they were supposed to. It was locked like until James Gunn took over. They were about to make it.
I think they'll still do it because the animated series are still fucking good.
I think they're gonna make it a live action.
A Kingdom. Oh fuck!
But it's gonna be like a long time.
I was gonna say, man, that's gonna take a minute. But you know what? That's like there's certain things you don't want to fucking shit on, right?
Right.
That's like with the what we were talking about earlier with Maestro and the Planet Hulk and Armor Wars and things like that.
Or
It
they
would
could do
suck to see
Elseworld
them. It
movies.
would suck to see them done in such like a cheap way, just so
Right.
that they could rush and put them in.
Yeah.
That was to me when they would be like Civil War, right? The Marvel Civil War movie.
I hated
Um,
that movie.
yeah, I thought it was corny. I didn't like it. I thought it didn't. Even though a lot of people are like, "Oh no, it was great."
And
Uh,
Brian's gonna get us beef for this.
I didn't really like it too much because it was like it lacked so much depth in
I'll tell you.
storytelling.
I'll tell you what it lacked.
Welcome back.
It lacked the seriousness of the comic where there's both sides angry at each other. Nobody was angry at each other. They were
Yeah,
just forced in the movie. They were just forced to fight because of
yeah.
the courts, but they weren't really angry at each other.
We're talking about Civil War.
And by the end of the film, where you when I watched it, by the end of the film, when Iron Man finds out about Bucky killing his parents,
Yeah.
spoiler alert, after how many years?
Yeah, after fucking 8 years, 9 years.
Um, that was the only time I felt that they two sides were angry at each other in that
Yeah.
whole film. I don't know if you felt the same way.
Yeah. Other than that, they were just fighting each other.
Right.
Well, Trigger. What we're talking about is, um, they were thinking about doing an animated film for Kingdom Come, the DC movie or the DC story. Because we were talking about how a lot of people either don't like Superman or do like Superman, and the reason why I think you have one on side of the other is because Triggs, you can hear me, right?
Yep.
Okay. Um,
That's some good
is
quality.
a lot of
mic
people
right
just
there.
a lot of people hate Superman just to hate him because he's just he's a Boy Scout. Like he's just a good old fashioned normal like regular superhero. And then Derpy said, well, it's because he's super OP also. And in my mind, I'm like, well, yes and no. Because the problem with Superman has never been that he's just OP. Because
Maybe
he's gotten his ass kicked a fuckload of times.
Yeah,
Fuckload of
but
times.
he also
he's a,
has a bunch of stories where that guy sneezed a fucking solar system away, or
that is
when he
true.
picked or when he fucking helped pick up the Book of Infinity.
Yeah,
That
yeah, yeah. He
has
does marvelous shit, dude.
no, that's not marvelous. That's like beyond the realm of physics.
I think
Like or literally like escaped pure darkness with nothing more than thinking
Batman's
about the
voice.
sun and
Batman's voice.
found a way to like rejuvenate himself by thinking about a sun.
That
I
remind
think
Fuck
is that
yourself.
the one where he goes into the future?
Yeah.
That's the one where he's fighting where it's the maker or something,
They're
right?
fighting their future versions of themselves.
But it's the maker. It's one of the fucking builders of the universe, right? That got him trapped in like a fucking darkness or whatever.
I mean, it's him, but like it's just him as like an actual Boy Scout who's just like, dude, you don't have to worry about it.
I think the main
We're fine.
reason why certain people hate Superman
Superman.
as a character is because of the values and beliefs behind the character. If you know what I mean, like just
Yeah, he's just a country boy.
he's a country boy. He believes in righteousness and all that, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's why they call him a Boy Scout. He's a Boy Scout.
Right.
And I understand that. Where again, people don't like the whole goody two shoes shit anymore.
Right.
Right? They want him to be the Man of Steel, where he's depressed, losing jobs, fucking going around slamming 18-wheelers through telephone poles or whatever.
Honestly, what I also think that it is that there wants to be a sense of relatability again,
Yeah, of course.
and a lot of people don't feel relatable to him
Relatable.
anymore.
Yep.
And because back then it was you want to try and be better with having
Yes.
good values. Now
It was
you
created during the Great
and
Depression.
that and now it's you should be better because no one else is good anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
He was
which is like a super cynical way of looking about it. But yeah, I mean, like I know what you're trying to say, Derpy. You know, during like World War II, you know, like Superman could have been anybody, right? You know,
Yep.
but he was Clark
right.
Kent. You know, and hell, you could have been Superman, and you didn't know it, or you know, and everyone else didn't know it.
There's
And
actually a phenomenal documentary on behind of the Encyclopedia of DC that based on this topic right now. They discuss the origins and all that. But continue. Sorry, Trigger.
no, you're okay, man. But yeah, dude, you know, like, and I get it. You know, that's also why like fucking Peter Parker also had like a huge audience behind him because like anybody could have been
Relatability.
under that mask. You know, you could
Right.
have been under that mask, and you know, it's that allure, right? You know, and that's why I mean, even fucking Batman for a little while had that same allure. But you know, fuck Bob Kane, so there's that,
Yeah.
and you know, R.I.P. Bill Finger. Um,
R.I.P.
you know, but you know, like more on the point of like, you know, like Superman. Yeah, dude, Superman gets a little played out because yeah, okay, dude, like how's he gonna win this time? Like, you know, like I love Death of Superman because not because it seemed final, but because it was the first time you're like you see Superman worried. He's like, shit, this is bad.
Yeah.
This is bad. I don't
Well,
know how
technically, it
I'm
wasn't
gonna
the
win this.
first time. Wasn't
Not
Crisis the
like
first
that.
time? Crisis when he loses Supergirl.
Yeah,
Spoiler
but
alert!
yeah, but
After
he
20, how many years?
yeah, right, yeah. But like that's loss. That's a personal loss. You
Hey,
know.
did you any of you catch the animated Crisis or no?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, I
yeah. I
did.
saw him.
What do you think of that?
I think they're good. Like, I mean, they change it around a lot. They, you know, there's a
Yeah,
lot of. I mean, there's a lot of like. They take a lot of
liberties.
liberties to change it around. I didn't like at the end. Constantine just tells the Flash, "Dude, you got to run it back, dude. You got to run it back, baby." I
Do you
didn't like
think?
the whole like Dark Side captures everybody and turns them all into weird mech cyborg Mortal Kombat characters, and then they
Did you?
all fucking break the code through like I don't know friendship or whatever.
Are you talking about the animated film?
Yeah. Are
Oh,
you talking? Oh, you're talking about Crisis, right? The new one.
yeah, the new one.
Yeah, I saw those two. They were all right.
Do you think? Do you think that's setting up the DCU
I knew
at the
what?
end of the DCU? All that at the end of
No,
that
no, no.
setting.
I think that's totally removed from James Gunn's shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. That's not going to be connected. The only thing that's going to connect right now to that is going to be Creature Commando.
That's fair.
Yeah, Creature Commando. That's the only thing that's going to connect. But
Well,
yeah.
that
But go for it.
Rick Flag Senior
And which one?
and
Rick
Rick Flag
Flag
Senior
Rick Flag.
Yeah.
Senior.
Oh,
Senior.
yeah, because he's in Peacemaker too, right?
Yeah.
He's a Peacemaker and
Yeah.
Superman.
Yo, but the thing is like I said, there's a bunch of people out there that are going to be like, well, you know what, like, fuck Superman because he's always OP and he doesn't like. It's like you were saying right now, but those are the same thing that that's Goku in fucking Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
Yeah, but that homie dies.
Well, that's the
Like he
thing.
like he gets the shit kicked out of him
That
sometimes.
is true.
Yeah, but
That
that's the
is
same
true,
thing with
Sugar.
Superman's in the same boat.
Yeah, but at least like there's a point or there's a process to like everyone else receiving development during his time of like stasis or his time of training or
Mhm.
his period of absence. You
Yeah.
know that everyone else, dude, even fucking Yamcha at one point is fucking stronger than Goku. You
Yeah, that's
know,
true.
That's the thing with
And then
Superman.
they
Also, Superman had that happen. Also, Superman did it in.
there's never ever been a point where Batman has been canonically stronger than Superman ever in any story.
Yeah, that was this one.
Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, no, that was
Not Dark Knight Return. No, fuck no. Actually,
To Batman. Isn't no? What is it, Gordon?
No, doesn't he have a? Wasn't
did
Hold
Batman beat him in a fight? Yeah. Did Batman use some
This
really
dude.
no?
underhanded shit?
It was a story.
Yeah,
with
this one.
one of
This
the,
one beat the shit out of Superman. Yeah, he beat the shit out of Superman that time.
There's also one where
Superman had learned how to do a solar flare, and he lost all his powers, and that's when he was like T-shirt. He was the guy that wrote fucking World War Hulk.
Oh yeah, that time.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
you see
yeah.
what-
Okay, okay.
Doesn't he
Yeah.
have
So
a
like the one
lantern
time
ring
where
or
like they
something?
actually have to depower Superman
Yeah, look, it's right
to
here. He
make him
beat the fuck out
human.
of Superman.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
There's one other story that he beat Superman.
That's not even Batman. That's
Yeah.
Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, which makes the fucking the whole
Not canon.
yeah, like makes the whole event even more ludicrous.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't agree with it, guys.
Just
But
for the-
I'm just saying that the reason why I think a lot of people tell me, or when I hear it, when people are like, "Oh, dude, Superman's too OP. He's too good. He does all this shit. That's why it's not fair." I'm like, well, no. Throughout all the years, I mean, there's even War World, right, which he just did not too long ago, where he's on Mangogs, or what's that one fucking villain's name, dude? War World DC. This one. There's even this one that just popped off.
Mogul or something like
Yeah,
that.
Mogul's World, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's even that one, dude, where he was doing some fucking crazy shit on that planet, dude.
Mongol. Yes.
Mongol,
I would love to see him in live action.
Yeah,
That'd be
dude.
so
Yeah,
cool.
Mongol would be the shit live action.
Bro, when he was on this was
Batista.
literally fucking Planet Hulk in the DC universe with
Batista.
Superman. With Superman. I remember that shit.
Batista.
Superman Gladiator.
Trigger.
Yo.
Should be Batista.
Yeah, look, dude, this story was fucking fantastic with him, dude.
Yeah, we could give that to Batista.
To Mongol?
Yeah.
Mongol did. Yep.
But that would be a cool story to watch too.
Well, Mongol's just such a good character, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
But
he
again,
really is.
It's so hard to choose who the
but
dark
again,
side, though.
But the only thing that I hate is that like they made his sister like just so
just
fucking
that stupid, yeah.
underpowered.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
she
the-
dies by like her like fucking helicopter, fucking.
Oh yeah, in the fucking
Wait.
first movie, that was stupid, dude.
Yeah.
But again, here we're right here. I'm showing you that Superman is put in a position where he's captured, and he's placed in a position where he's not overpowered, and he has to overcome. So I think they're just that people have found ways to, of course, abuse the character for what it's worth to write cheap stories, and then out there are some really fantastic Superman stories. And yeah, I know.
Do I agree that there are some fantastic Superman stories? Absolutely.
Yep.
There are some great Superman stories.
Hey, Trigger.
Yes.
Do you know who would be a great Brainiac?
Who?
Brainiac.
Giancarlo Esposito.
No.
Mm.
No?
No. Fuck
No?
no, actually.
You don't see it?
No.
Okay.
I think they
for
use
one,
him
for one, Giancarlo's a little too old.
That's fair.
For that role. I would get someone
Mark Strong.
that I could see a little bit more as a Brainiac, but I also really liked him as Sinestro. Like I thought he was a perfect Sinestro because he has that allure about him, that regalia about him that like Sinestro kind of held himself up to.
You know the. Hold on.
But like what I was
Who would be
previously
your
saying,
Brainiac?
like honestly the only times that I'm really ever seeing Superman try is if he's fighting Darkseid, Brainiac, or Superboy Prime.
Yeah, and James Gunn would probably bring a Superman Prime into this shit, dude. Or a Superboy Prime.
I mean, at this point, sky's the limit, right? So, like, anything can happen. But yeah, like, I can see that happening. I hope it does. Like, I would love to see a Superboy Prime in that
He's
capacity.
a menace, though, dude.
Dude, he's a fucking.
He's a menace.
Yeah,
dude.
that kid is a menace, dude. That's the only way to describe Superboy Prime. He's a menace.
But even what even made it cooler is I totally had forgotten it, but I'm glad I talked to you guys about it last week. Was how Superboy's Prime story ended. That he banishes. He's the one that defeats the Joker who laughs, the Batman who laughs, after he becomes God. Like he's the one that sacrificed himself to get everybody out of the darkness. Like that is like out of all the fucking people that are
I
out
could
there.
still be a hero.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, they fucking got him after fucking 12 years of not knowing what to fucking do with
Yeah,
him.
dude. After leaving him in a sun for like,
They put him in a cell, dude, in a fucking comic book, and he had to like. You remember what was it that he fucking tricked that one dude and then he killed him? Superboy Prime.
Yeah, because he was in the Rock of Eternity, right? Like, yeah, that's where his.
Yeah,
prison
I
was,
think
the
so. Rock
Eternity.
of Etern.
Sure.
Yo.
Who would
I
you?
can't
Who
even
would your
spell.
choice be for Brainiac or Darkseid?
Oh, for Darkseid
Or Brainiac?
or Brainiac. Um. So I would CG.
Scary.
Darkseid. I don't
Uh-huh.
see a
Yeah, I don't see a
live
person.
action playing him like no better than I do like a Thanos or something like that.
Right.
But
You need a
goddamn, dude,
you need a
like,
deep voice for that.
yeah, you need a real
For
good
Darkseid?
deep voice for that.
Sam, what's that fucking weightlifter?
I knew that you were gonna say Sam Elliott, but no.
Yeah,
No.
That's a little too country.
Sam Elliott.
Fuck, man, who's that guy? The deep voice guy in
You know what?
you know what? No, this guy, the dude who plays Kratos.
That wouldn't be
Oh
bad.
yeah, Judge.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're talking about Judge, right? The guy that's name is Judge.
yeah, dude.
Chris Judge.
Give that guy Darkseid.
That
That guy
wouldn't be
would
bad.
kill it.
That
as
would
Dark-
be a great voice. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That sounds great. Damn, that would be fucking dope. But it's so hard to do.
Could you
Like,
imagine the lines that he could like deliver to Superman?
yeah, but it's so hard to do. Like, like who would be good voices, right?
Yeah, but even then, you could still have like a, like certain parts of the face still have like a very human characteristic. Like if you did the CG right, because I mean, dude, look at Thanos. Like that Thanos in the comic books is a very squared face.
Yeah.
And same thing with Darkseid. Darkseid just happens to have a rock for a face.
Yeah.
And,
I think I got a Brainiac.
and then Thanos has a ball sack for a face. So I mean,
True.
it's the same thing.
I think I got a Brainiac.
Yeah, I want Mads Mikkelsen to play fucking Darkseid. No, Deathstroke.
And you know
Deathstroke.
who I would actually wouldn't mind having as a voice or even a granted he is also old for this role.
Kind of.
I really wouldn't want him there for a long time, but Luke Evans.
Oh, Luke Evans is dope. Yeah, I like that guy. I just got done watching The Hobbit, so on the Desolate of Smog when he's all fucking taking the smog down and shit like that.
Yeah,
dude, literally Robert says, I got a question for you. Have you guys got your Fantastic Four tickets?
No.
No.
Not selling.
Did you guys talk $80 bucket already? No.
And he talks about the $80 bucket. Yeah, you missed it, bro. I said
I seen that $80 bucket. Yeah.
If they end up
Would I get
Valeria's,
one? Hell yeah, dude.
If they end up giving Valeria's line in the comic book to the stupid Silver Surfer chick, I'm gonna smash the bucket on the first dude's face that's in front of me, dude. Just gonna smash him with it. Just boom. Yeah, but damn. Robert, happy birthday, motherfucker. It's Robert's fucking birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Biggie.
Happy birthday, motherfucker.
Shots, bro, shots.
Get over here so I can fucking spank that ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, but yeah, I'm super hyped for the Superman film, man. Again, more than the Fantastic Four film. Superman has my attention. Did you see the trailer though, Triggs? Did you see the fucking dude with the fucking laser vision?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, dude! Is that a spoiler? Or is that like something we gotta look out for, or what?
I don't know.
Dude.
I think we should break that down.
Yeah. Let me bring it up. God damn, I'm coughing all over the place. Superman
Tickets on sale
trailer. Oh, you know what? Yeah,
tickets on sale.
I just bring up the fucking trailer, right? That'd be weird.
Just mute it and just like.
I'm super excited for the fucking Ironheart, my guys. Oh my god.
We're not
Corbin
friends.
Dallas. Corbin
Corbin
Dallas.
Dallas.
We're not friends anymore.
Tricks, here we go, baby. Here we go, boyos. Boom. So we got the first part. He's gonna catch the building.
This reminds me of the Flesher cartoon. If you've ever seen the Max Flesher cartoon.
Technically, I don't think that's the way buildings work.
Yeah.
No.
But I'll allow it.
Yeah. But
Wouldn't
you
it
know
just
what?
like snap? Especially
Under
with
its
how
own weight? Yeah.
yeah, with
Yeah.
the steepness,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You're gonna tell me that one specific spot can hold up the weight of like
I was gonna say, like,
500 tons or
if it's
something.
falling and it gets to like right here, maybe you can be like, oh, but if it's like, oh, all of this part's fucking dropping right off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking so. And he's like, oh, hey, what's up? I guess
I
that's when
like
the building falls.
I like Lex in this trailer.
Yeah.
He seems like menacing.
How do they even open the door? You know what I'm so disappointed with in this part? And this is just like, I don't know, it's just me being picky.
Maybe
I wish they had the key trick. The
Right.
key.
From All
You-
Star
you-
Superman.
The All-Star Superman key. The one that the key's made out of like a collapsed star or whatever. And it weighs
Yeah.
like 1,000,000 tons or whatever.
Yeah.
And the key's like underneath the rug or whatever. I fucking wish they had that, dude.
Dude, honestly, I thought that was like the best explanation to like why he doesn't worry about anyone breaking into the
The fucking
Fortress of
Fortress of
Solitude.
Solitude.
Yeah, and he was just because it was like Batman. He said that too, right? He was like, your key's underneath a rug, and he's like, yeah, this key also weighs like 100 million tons. Go for it, pick it
Yeah,
up.
go 100.
And he's just like, oh, okay.
I was so disappointed if they don't do that. Because Rob says maybe it is. Robert, they're not. They're not, Robert.
They're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
They're not gonna do it. It'd be so good though.
But I think the reason why is the reason why James Gunn found the way to twist it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he's gonna make it where the fucking, I don't know, you need to have hope or whatever.
Yeah,
look at the size of that dude in the back, dude. Look at the size of Ultraman, dude. He's just a hoss, dude.
a bitch, dude. Fucking bitch ass.
Engineer looking cool.
Yep. This guy just chilling. What do you guys think of this guy as Lex Luthor? I think he's kind of scrawny.
I think he's gonna be good.
Well, I mean, dude, Nicholas Holt,
Yeah, he's a hoss, dude.
but he can get stout though.
Yeah.
Like Nicholas Holt can, he
Like,
can
he's
put
a
on
good
weight.
actor.
Yeah, dude. He was
I
also
just feel like
beast.
he needs girth, dude. Needs some fucking oomph behind him. He's so tiny.
Dude, that
The Lois lady's pretty.
Dude, there's your
I like
right
I like their.
Who raised you as a child? I'll kill them too.
Oh, dude, there you go. That's one of them. What is that in the background, dude?
Oh,
A lot of people are saying it's a white alien.
Dude, that's
The ones
Reverse
that are
Flash.
the fucking other variations of Martian Manhunter.
Dude, that's Reverse
No.
Flash right there, dude.
The what?
That's Reverse Flash right there, dude.
That's what? I can't hear you.
Reverse Flash.
Oh yeah, that's him in the background just chilling out for no reason.
dude.
They said it's a white alien, which I was like, it's kind of racist, but okay.
I don't like that.
I don't like that very much. That was me. That was me all week.
I still remember you drinking that boxed black water.
Oh yeah,
And I still remember. I was like, "Why's it got to be black?"
that was
And I
gotta be
remember
black.
you like
It's
messaging
racist.
me, like you were like, "Dude, it's so funny."
Why is it gotta be racist, man?
can you believe it?
Can I believe
like-
what?
We're like 3 weeks away from this.
Can you believe we're gonna see a
He's like from this
screaming?
fucking greatness. He's like from
That's
this
gonna
fucking
that's Derpy in the theater
greatness,
right
dude.
there, dude.
Yeah, dude. He's like, "Fuck."
That's that
Fuck
Derpy. That's gonna be
yeah.
you in the theater right there doing it starts.
Yeah, dude. He's
Yes.
gonna punch a kid because he's so excited. Just
That's funny.
Yes.
fuck yeah.
Dude, do you think that this kaiju shit is so necessary for this with all the stuff that's going on? I still don't feel like it's necessary.
Yeah,
don't know at this
I'm not
point.
gonna lie, the dragon was dumb.
Yeah. Oh, that guy, right? So there's the dude. There's a little bit of him. Look, Triggs.
What's
So
up?
there's the guy that we're talking about. So have you seen this part? So here is the guy Superman's fighting in a tunnel, and he's using laser vision against Superman, and he's shirtless with long hair, which a lot of people are thinking that they thought it was Lobo, but
Could be Zorro.
people are saying it's like it's the clone. It's Bizarro.
Stop, dude.
Yeah, because look at his arms.
Stop.
They think it's Bizarro. They really think it's Bizarro already. So look. Did you see it?
I mean,
Dude, that's
you know what, dude? Fuck, go run it. Fuck it, dude. What do I know?
Right.
that's so they're saying that
That
okay,
hasn't
we
been done
thought about it before, right? That the Ultraman character is gonna be a clone of Superman or like a failed version of him from like another universe and stuff like that. What's up, MTG Fox? What's up, man? The kaiju stuff is very common in comic books and the DC animations. Yeah. Well, that's a, but it's usually used for like I remember the last time I saw something used like that was a Miss Marvel comic book where they just added just a giant frog for her to fight. They literally just drew a giant frog and they were like, "Oh no, Miss Marvel, a giant frog." But this movie has so many fucking characters in it. I don't think it needs like an extra, just like, oh, dude, here's a chick in a tree, or help me get my cat out of the tree, or whatever. Superman, you know what I mean? But yeah, like, what do you think of that though, Triggs? That being a Bizarro clone?
Where is it?
dude.
I mean, that's
honestly, I get it because Lobo doesn't have that power set. Like, not the
Yeah.
not the laser vision power set.
So I don't know, man. That's crazy.
Trying to figure out what.
That was the thing that Brian had told me about too. What do you think of? Oh yeah, here's a funny part, right? So Triggs, what did you think about this scene?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was like one of those like where like. But I don't know, dude. Like it's very James Gunny.
Yeah, it's
Like,
cut.
that's
It's
the only way
corny.
that I could. That's the only way that I could say that. It's
Yeah,
very
because
James
what is
Gunny.
it? Crypto comes and takes the helmet off, and then he punches the dude in the face.
Yeah. After, I'm gonna guess, getting lasered in the face.
Him or no?
Yeah, dude, look at Superman.
So the thing on his eyes is because he used his laser vision.
Cap.
So that's what
Cap.
leaves. That's what's
Cap.
leaving behind.
Cap.
So he is now going to get
Cap.
residual.
Yeah, Cap.
This is what Brian was telling me. Derpy,
Cap.
I have to ask you this too, man.
Cap.
What do you guys think of that?
Cap.
Triggs? I mean, Derp?
I forget what it's
Look, it's right there
Dude,
too.
I could see that's why it happened. That he literally got lasered in the fucking face. Like, go back 3 frames.
No,
No, and that's because the other one hits him in the chest. Look, that's in the chest.
Yeah, look, go frame by frame.
Yeah, that's in the chest.
Dude.
It's not even in the face.
I forget what these portal things are called.
Look, that's like in the chest, though, Triggs.
No.
I think he's got his hands in the way, too.
Dude.
But, like,
Did I show
that's,
one?
this is after he uses his vision.
Yeah, but okay. The only way that I could see that happening if he's using his is that like he like really really tried and or like got a little bit of it, you know, and that is Bizarro. Where like, you know, it's like a laser
Like a battle, right?
Yeah.
No. This is
Cap.
what happens when he uses his laser vision now.
That's Cap.
He's going to
All Cap.
always have this beautiful
Yeah.
eyeshadow.
Yeah, that's Cap. All Cap.
Derp, what about you?
I don't know.
Are you kind of on the fence about it?
Yeah,
Little kind of weird character design?
a little bit, but
Yeah.
I'm alright with it.
You're
I
all
thought
right
he just
with
had
that?
2 black eyes.
You're all right with that? As a Superman fan?
I would, because it's so weird, dude. Like,
No,
Probably
that's
part of
not
the
just
story.
weird. That's stupid. And fucking this guy looks like he could be his grandfather.
oh yeah, he looks old as fuck, right? They could have done it in so many, but James
Just
Gunn's
oh
just trying to be a
my
clown,
god,
dude.
yeah. See
But you know what
why
though?
he didn't make him Hal Jordan is
Hundred
still
percent,
fucking beyond me.
100%. And I was gonna say the reason why is because he's. But then I can't fucking say that either. I was gonna say it's because he's outaged the Hal Jordan character, but now they chose this other fucking guy to be him, and he's
Literally the
just as
same
old.
fucking
Same
age.
age, dude. Probably older, or just the same. But the fucking thing is the reason why they brought him in was one, of course, he's friends with James Gunn, but he has been the voice of Hal Jordan and knows how to work across Superman like no one's fucking
Yeah,
business.
dude
Dude.
has actually interacted with another Superman character.
Bunch of
Like
times.
this
Dude.
is not his first rodeo as the character of a Green Lantern or Hal Jordan, and so yeah, I was like, what the
That's a good
fuck do
question.
you mean he's not Hal Jordan?
So
Like that.
MTG, the other one about that too is it's going to be a set Superman that's apparently 3 years that's been established. So I don't know, because I know there's pictures and videos of like there's a scene where Lois is interviewing Superman, and in the background of one of those you see like this crazy like alien that comes and starts shooting, and he's getting his clothes on to go and fight. And a lot of people thought that that was two different characters. So maybe we might get like this whole entire idea, because the other one of course is like the
Oh
war
yeah, that's
scene.
what it's called.
Yeah, there's the war scene that's going on that he has to go and intervene with. And then there's of course like the Lex Luthor situation, and then there's a bunch, man. There's so much.
Here's a minor. I don't know how big of a
So here's
part of this film, but
and apparently this guy Ultraman is going to be strong, but not as strong as Superman. And then you got Mr. Terrific and his balls, dude. Hey, Triggs, you get to see Mr. Terrific's balls, dude.
I know, dude.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff happening in 3 years. Yeah, no kidding. What do you guys think of? Look, okay, so this was weird as shit to me when I saw it. I don't really know what we're looking at here, Triggs.
I do.
What are we looking at here?
Pocket dimension.
Okay, pocket dimension. I
want to see what's on the right, because like, yeah, dude, and then he's holding like a baby.
Yeah, that's baby Joey or something. That's supposed to be Metamorpho's kid.
Yeah.
Dude, what if it's John Johns?
That's what I thought when I first saw it. It was a Martian Manhunter baby. But it's like, are those tentacles coming out of Metamorpho?
That looks like
I think so. Yeah, it looks like it's coming out of Metamorpho.
And why are they grabbing Superman? Why is there light on the bottom?
I don't know.
There's a lot. This is like a fucking Doctor Strange scene. It's like
Dude, it is, because like you see like 4 different aspects in like 5 different aspects in one shot. You see, you like on the far left hand side, we have Crypto, and then on right next to Crypto, we have this weird cube like situation deal, and then you even have a little bit on the right hand side, and then you have Superman obviously right in the middle carrying a fucking kid,
a green baby.
Yeah, a green baby, like straight one-handing a fucking green baby. Horrible, baby, handling. By the
It's
way,
a baby handling situation.
Yeah, dude,
This is Superman.
Yeah, call CPS, dude. Calling CPS. I am literally that. I'm literally that lady, like with the sunglasses on the phone. That's
Yo, why are they letting Lois Lane drive the Terrific Mobile, dude?
Maybe she
This
has
is Lois Lane,
dog. Yeah, man, put some respect on it, dog. That's Lois Lane, homie.
Oh, here we go, dude. Look, watch. Boom. There's that guy again. Look.
Maybe the other.
He looks like fucking Lobo. This guy right here.
It could be.
I don't think it's gonna be Lobo. I fucking doubt it's Lobo. I doubt it's Lobo.
Well,
You'd probably
be supposed to be in the Authority, right? Or is he
Supergirl.
Supergirl next
Yeah, he's
year.
gonna be the Supergirl from. I guarantee this is gonna be the Ultra guy, and it's gonna be like a Bizarro situation, because of course we know that Lex Luthor in the story has such animosity towards Superman that he does create he does create what's his face, and I do kind of have this idea that he's going to
See, that's why in the TV show I really really liked Bizarro's backstory,
oh
like
yeah,
better than I did like his actual story in the comic.
Yeah.
okay.
Like, did you ever see the TV show Derby?
Which one? Which
The
one
one
are
with,
you talking about?
the one with Tyler Hoechlin?
No,
Oh man, I would recommend giving it a watch, dude.
I only saw the ending.
Okay. Well, yeah, like that ending made me cry like a fucking bitch, dude.
Like,
I did too.
Like
And
just
I didn't even
watching.
watch. I didn't even
Yeah,
watch.
and I watched the whole show, and like the the whole show is just it was fucking great from beginning to end, dude. You know, like because I think that's the story of like Superman, you know, who still gets mad, you know, like he still has a very human element to him. And that's where the relatability came in because I thought as far as Superman as a character right now, that I thought the representation that Tyler Hoechlin uh, did with him, and you know
good point.
him being a family man, and him realizing that, yeah, dude, you know, like there's certain things you can't take care of alone, even though you're Superman, you know, and yeah, I like I said, I thought it was a fucking a beautiful TV show. Yes, yes, hobby.
Yeah, look at that, Triggs. Watch. Bring it back a little bit right here. Look how big this dude is. You can tell it's the big guy. Look how big he is. I think they're gonna end up doing like a Bizarro thing with him.
Yep, I would agree.
But yeah,
You know
this.
this was like supposed to, like this was tweaked a little bit. I don't know.
What do you mean tweaked?
The film was. It was supposed to be like a span of a week. I don't know if you heard that rumor.
No,
but
I
it's
didn't
supposed-
even. Oh, like the whole thing's happening within a week.
Yeah.
What's this little girl doing in this spot, anyways, dude? Didn't she know there was a fucking dinosaur behind her?
Dude,
Who knows?
this is superhero shit. This is what you expect in Marvel. Like
Right.
you know, like Mysterio and Spider-Man are fighting through the city, and like a little girl is like, "Ew, dude, I'm walking the dog right now.
Yeah.
You're being super rude right now. Super rude."
Like depending on this animal's feet size and its leg length, and knowing that it stands a couple stories high,
Yeah, go
one
ahead. Give me
step's
the
gonna
math.
cover easily a fucking block. So there's no way, unless this dinosaur is so good and has sneaking like up to like level 12, there's no way it catches up to this kid, dude. There's no fucking way it sneaks up on this little girl where she's just chilling, kicking rocks, dude. Like, what the fuck is she even doing? She's just kicking rocks. Superman's, don't worry, kid. You fucking stupid ass.
You better worry.
Maybe she's having, you know.
Explain to me what she's doing there, Derpy. I'll give you.
Dude,
I'll give you
look at what Fox put.
Yeah.
Maybe she's depressed or something, or says
she just wanted to die, dude. Maybe
Dude,
she was like, I hope
honestly-
this fucking thing steps
Honestly,
on me.
Fox, like if that does happen, you run it, dude. Just fucking run it at that point.
He says it would be crazy to somehow if it was Superboy Prime, the memeing because of it. That would be nuts, dude. If it's just Superboy Prime, they bring in the first movie, bro.
She has AirPods on.
Bro, dude, come on! Like the noise canceling of this within a block, dude. Come on, and it's not like that thing just dropped in the middle of the fucking city. Like, you know what I mean? He had to have been walking through it, man.
Dude, I would turn that kid around so fast. Just, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I would be
right
like,
now.
I would turn him around and be like, why? I'm blocking everything, but why are you doing this?
Yeah, I would be like, I am furious right now.
Yeah. Did you hear the fucking animal behind you? And then here's the other thing too. So like, what? I like how this dude's like, quit fucking around, big monkey or whatever he calls him.
Dude.
Yo, look at this. That's his fucking eyes, dude.
Cap, dude. Dude, why does it look like the Sanctum Sanctorum?
It's because they're gonna make him look like he's Native American, dude. He's gonna have the fucking war
that's
paint.
the pocket dimension.
No, dude. Why does it look like the Sanctum
Is that what
Sanctorum?
this is? Pocket Dimension
Yeah.
Time or what?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
there's like a
Pocket
black
Dimension.
hole, dude.
Nah, dude. That's the Sanctum Sanctorum right there, dude. Dude, we're getting amalgam, dude.
Oh, you okay? So again, I told you this was going to happen because Mr. Terrific was in the film. They're going to bring in that girl, the engineer, which is the chick with the blades on her hand. She's from the Authority, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Because, um, what's her face? Lex Luthor is like, I need to find something that's as strong, or if not stronger, than Superman. And I think they're going to be doing multiple dimensional shit. I think that's what he's going to be doing. He's going to be looking around, and I originally that's where he thought he got Ultraman from. Is I thought it was going to be Ultraman from this the Crime Syndicate.
Right.
But I mean, I could see that they try to make a multiversal portal. Mr. Terrific is like, yo, they shouldn't be doing this shit, and I feel like that's going to be the thing that explodes, and that's what's going to be tearing the city apart. And this can be our first like interaction of like them fucking with like the infant, like the multiversal area, and then fucking around with the crisis shit already.
We'll have to see.
I'm not messing around and stuff. Or what did you say? Something stupid.
You're supposed to be funny. And then
Yo,
there's
Triggs, what about this, dude? What about the blender, baby? Can you imagine just walking to Walmart? You just see this up in the sky, dude. You're just like, man, I'm done for the day, dude. I'm just gonna go
Yeah,
home.
dude. I like you literally like park the car and then you just see wing.
I'm just like, nah. I'm just gonna turn around.
Yeah, dude, I'm that meme. I'm the reverse guy meme. The just
Yeah. Yeah, just going backwards is not
You know
having it
what?
today, man.
Fuck this. I'll take care of this tomorrow.
Yeah, that's funny, dude.
Babe, did you pick up eggs? Babe, did you see that Superman was getting his shit kicked in right now?
Yeah.
No, I'm not getting any fucking thing.
Yeah, she's like, babe, did you get my deodorant? I was like, did you not see me not get lasered?
Yeah,
Yeah. Did you see me dodge a kaiju?
yeah.
There's a
Because that's
kaiju.
what I did. What did
Caesar, what's up, dude? What's up, baby boy? Yo, it's so crazy not being on the phone, man. But straight, like I was like, I'm gonna let it play so normal now, guys. But I'm not gonna play the audio. But what I missed? No, we're just talking about the Superman hype, man. We're talking about the Superman hype, of course. People that do we're just talking about how people like and don't like, but we're talking about because this trailer released a lot of information, dude. Like surprisingly, like the info that they gave on the dude with the laser vision, like that's I don't know, like that's ball. I mean, and it's James Gunn, dude. Like he knows how to play the audience when it comes to what he wants to give, right?
Well, apparently, dead is dead in the DCEU now.
What do you mean?
Like James Gunn just came out and said that like if you die in the DCU, you're staying dead.
Good, fantastic.
Which makes me believe that the what's his face?
Superman's gonna die.
No,
Oh.
fucking
I already did.
guy who has a penis for a head.
Penis for a head. Penis for a head.
Green Lantern.
Ah, Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
Nah, they're not gonna kill him in the first
Yeah,
movie.
dude.
No, he's supposed to be in Lanterns.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
I was like, they're not gonna
Yeah.
kill him.
Yeah, dude.
There's
look,
no way
it's a
they kill him
penis.
in the
I
first
would
movie.
say
That's a weird.
Hal Jordan has a good chance to die, though.
No, don't say that because he died in his last TV show.
No, Hal Jordan's not gonna die. He's gonna turn into Parallax.
No, don't say that either.
No.
No.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Yeah, dude, that kid. I would call that person. I would call that kid's mom and be like,
Corbin Dallas. Corbin Dallas.
"Hal is the penis."
Corbin Dallas.
Let me go get my Gatorade real quick.
TG.
I don't know. I love Hal, but like my favorite Lantern is still and always going to be Kyle Rayner.
That's true.
I thought Kyle Rayner was such a just fantastic Green Lantern.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
What kind of end credit do you think they'll do?
Huh?
There's supposed to be end credits for Superman. What kind of end credit do you think there'll be?
I think we'll get some. I think we'll get some stuff on Supergirl.
Right.
It could be Lobo maybe coming in on his bike, or something like that.
Right.
Or maybe you can hear like the revving of his
A bike.
bike or something. And, we might get something like that,
That's fair.
just to like let you know that like, oh, Lobo's coming, and or like, and like maybe his laugh like at the very end, like
Yeah,
you
or
hear the
something.
revs, and then like you get the iconic Lobo laugh.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting, man. Hal is the penis. That's funny. But yeah. So what do you guys think, man?
I think MTG is fucking right, dude. Kyle is goated, and it sucks that he got sidelined. When they brought back Kyle.
Are you talking about for Green Lantern?
Yeah.
He's not going to be in the show or what?
No.
Why?
I mean, and if he is, I haven't heard anything about his casting.
Wait, which Green Lantern do you guys prefer then?
I really really like Kyle Rayner.
I think is that the original?
That's like the GG, right?
Is that the original one?
No, Hal Jordan is the original one. Kyle Rayner is
one.
Oh, you're thinking about Alan Scott.
Yeah, Alan Scott.
No,
Yeah.
that's from the Justice Society.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, yes, he's very, very cool. Wood, ironically, was his weakness. Weird on that one, but okay. But yeah, dude, fucking Kyle Rayner, dude. That guy was a depressed comic book artist who was finally getting his life together with his girlfriend, and then like a serial killer, uh. Yeah, and then a serial killer like literally stuffed her body in the fridge, and he became and he was a Green Lantern, and yeah, like his constructs are the most complicated constructs because he was a comic book artist, and so like everything that he would draw were like fighter jets and like mechs and
good.
armor and like just cool guy shit, and it was so fucking sick, dude, so fucking sick. Like he was a low key super strong uh uh like a low key really really strong um Green Lantern.
Here we go, boys. 3 hours ago. Sound. Fuck it, we're gonna risk it for the biscuit.
What is this?
I think it's pretty obvious they kicked Superman's butt.
They didn't completely.
To be pulverized. No, come on.
My parents sent me here to serve the people of Earth.
This got released 3 hours ago.
It would be a good
Huh?
That's my greatest strength.
Buckle up.
That's my greatest hope.
You brought that dog, man. Crystal, ow, stop it.
Simon, you don't seem quite yourself. I'm not who I thought I was. Your choices. That's what makes you who you are. I couldn't be more proud of you.
Yeah. There you go. That's emergency awesome. So good shit. Oh, there's a Rob Jefferson video we were talking about. That was brutal, man. I was trying to see if there was anything that popped off with because I just saw someone post it up about He-Man. You guys know that He-Man's coming out, right?
He-Man.
Yep. He-Man trailer. Let's see if it's out there already. Oh, Chris Hemsworth. No. I thought they already popped off the trailer. No. Yeah, well,
Rob was talking about what had happened with Benny and how he's been dealing with the death of Benny, and just talking about his depression and anxiety with stuff. Honestly, man, I would still I would still watch him, dude. You know, I don't watch him as frequently as I did. I think some of the stories that he covers are super mid, and
There's nothing to cover. He's already covered everything.
no, there's some stuff that's coming up right now, and it's actually kind of cool. Like, actually, he finally gave into peer pressure, dude. He's covering Radiant Black right now, and I'm so fucking for it.
Radiant Black?
Yeah.
What's that about?
I'm gonna give you the first 3 issues, and you're gonna be like, okay, this is kind of cool, and then I'm gonna give you the plot twist. So the first, it's about a writer who, like an author, who is $40,000 in debt, goes home to tell his parents that he has lost all of his money and that he has writer's block and can't come up with the next book. And I forget this guy's name, but his friend's name is Marshall. And Marshall tells him, "Hey, let's go out and let's get fucked up." And he's like, "Your life sucks. What are you living for anyway? Let's just get fucked up." And he's like, "Dude, I barely have money to eat, but yeah, fuck it, dude. Like, let's go."
That's crazy.
So they get fucked up. They go to a bar, and like they get into a bar fight. And as they're leaving, a black hole appears in like outside the bar. So the main character decides, I'm gonna touch it. So he touches it, and it becomes radiant black. And during this time, he's like freaking out because he doesn't know how to use his powers. Finds out that now he can start writing about something, and the
He's writing
powers
about
have given,
himself.
yeah. So he's essentially going to kind of write about himself, but in like the context of a different character. And um, he is currently stopping another person called Radiant Red, and the entity that gives him his powers asks him, "There's something coming. Your powers will be needed, and uh, you have to understand that you're gonna have to kill this person. Do you accept this mission?" And he's like, "I don't know if I can do that."
Solo
And
leveling.
and so he's kind of just like, "Okay, we'll revisit that. We're gonna revisit that, but I just want to let you know, like, I'm gonna have to take away some things." So as this happens,
Damn.
um, a building falls on him while he's fighting Radiant Red, and then he dies.
Huh.
Yeah, then he dies. Plot twist: Marshall is there, the best friend, and Marshall sees the black hole exiting his body, and he touches it. The entity gives him the exact same question, and Marshall, just being really, really upset at this point, is like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I'll kill anybody who's like willing to give me the smoke." He was like, "But I'm starting with that
That
motherfucker."
motherfucker right there.
And so he's just like, the entity is like, "All right, dude, go for it." Boom, goes for it. Finds out it's a woman. She actually didn't even mean to kill him. She just wanted to scare him, and bad things happened. And then you find out that that the whole like Radiant series is basically like a Power Ranger series.
Ah.
Yeah,
The
it's
fuck?
fucking awesome, dude.
Sounds
It's so
wicked.
good, dude.
That sounds wicked. Sounds wicked. Boys, alrighty. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, Superman's coming up. Everybody's excited. I just wanted to talk about it and make sure that we understood that superhero fatigue is not real. Guys, don't fall into the hype. And are you excited for Superman? Derps, it's probably late. You're probably getting sleepy. You're gonna go
Yes, it
do
is
your
12:30.
things. It's gonna be, well, it's 11:30 for us, so 11:20 something, guys. We really appreciate every one of you guys for jumping on with us. We always appreciate you. MTG says, I think what threw me off about Rob Core is that he has writers that are highlight stuff that he was
That they
writing
want
on the
while
highlight stuff.
overlooking other stuff that may not be important, and it's frustrating. I totally get what you mean.
Yeah.
Actually, if you rewatch the Time Runs Out series,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
the Time Runs Out series, which is one of my favorite stories of like all time. It actually it completely leaves out several key elements. It leaves out the fight between Captain America and Iron Man. It
Jesus
leaves
Christ.
out the death of Thor and Hyperion. it leaves out a whole bunch of shit, and I
Important
totally
shit,
get
too.
what you mean. I totally get
Chris.
what you mean.
Important shit. But going back to what Triggs was talking about in the video that you saw in my post, Rob dropped a video today talking about his detailed situation when Comic Storian had passed away and how he was a part of it and stuff. Yeah. Thank you very much. Hey, Caesar, let me know what's up, man, so that way we can get together later and start
Sure.
practicing again.
I have a question.
Lay it on us.
You guys so much, guys. There wasn't really much to talk about. We were just keeping it going, and we appreciate every one of you guys. Derps, always a pleasure having you. Triggs, always a fucking pleasure. Brian, I hope he's doing good out there. I fucking tried to wing it, but you can hear me. I'm dying, bro, dying. But MTG, we're here every Sunday, starting at 8 p.m. Central. If you ever want to jump on with us and hang out, man, thank you so much.
Yeah, man, we appreciate the love, brother.
Caesar, thank you very much for jumping on too, and everybody else, Chrissy earlier and stuff like that. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you all. We'll see you guys again here next Sunday here on the Average Voice Podcast. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a good one. Peace.